Hello, everybody, and welcome to the OCRP iRacing League at The Rock. An incredible older track from back in the day. And you can see some of the drivers out here getting around and getting used to this track. What an incredible racetrack it is. So much history here. We've seen so much. Like a Rock 120 tonight, sponsored by Next Level Racing here at Rockingham Speedway. Let's talk a little bit about this track. It's got this interesting dog leg on the front stretch that kind of turns to the side as you are on, you're getting off of turn 4. So that's going to catch some guys out. Another thing about this car and this package is this car is going to be a handful for the drivers, especially the new ones that are making their way here tonight. Now, my name is Jeff Favignano. I'll be on side with Civ Ryan here shortly. He is running a little behind tonight, but he is on his way, and you will see it very, very soon. So, top of the board right now, we're looking at Lance is the fastest so far around the track. Brown there in second, and Potter showing everyone up. Some names we haven't seen before are showing themselves tonight, including Zach Hausneck making his first race here tonight. Not just in the OCRP League, he has raced in the league before, but with this car and this package, and in Season 8. Another driver that a lot of you will know is Damn It Dave, Mr. Dave Sermon. He's going to be running in the 40 car, and he's already in the back there, making some laps, trying to get around. Now, we did see some spins out of that driver a little bit earlier, but not anything we didn't see out of anybody else. So it's anybody's guess on how this is going to go for everyone involved. So it's going to be an interesting one, that's for certain. Let's talk about this track here tonight. Air temperature 79 degrees. Winds, it's slightly out of the north there at 1 mile per hour, so it's not going to affect these cars too much. Track temperature, though, is at 122. I am not kidding when I say this track is hot and it is slick. And the slower you are and the easier to get around the track, the better it is going to be tonight. So weather playing a big, big part in tonight's performance out here on the track. And you're seeing a lot of guys having that problem right now as they're trying to figure out how to get around. So Ryan Potter, you know, the third fastest driver here tonight. Here he is right here in the 60 car coming out on the track now. We're going to watch what it's like to get around here on board with him. So as you can see, getting up through those gears right now. Taking it nice and easy. You see how rough and abrasive this track is. It's an old track. The Rock was very, very popular in the 2000s of racing in NASCAR, and we're seeing it here tonight in a virtual sense. But look at how abrasive it is. Look how much up and down motion you see on the suspension as he's getting around here. And look at that, 9,200 RPM getting down into 3 and 4 as he's chasing right there behind the 48 car. So it's going to be an interesting one for all these drivers tonight. But here he goes. Here's that lift right there in the throttle. And wait how long it takes for him to start committing right back into it. Pretty late. Kind of something we saw back in the day, you know, that retro style of racing that everybody loves. Off-throttle time, a driver's car. That is something that you're going to see these guys battle with all night. It's going to make the racing very interesting as you see Potter lose it right here. And he's trying to figure out that car and putting it on the inside wall there. And you can see that big diffuser on the back of the car there too. So we don't know how this is going to play out aero-wise as far as the racing goes. But I can guarantee you it is going to be an interesting one as we're watching Joel Brown get around there in that Coors car. And he's getting around the 24 at this moment. But this track has so much history, and it's so cool to see it replicated here tonight in the OCRP Season 8 Legacy. Well, it's been a legacy. We saw, you know, the driver last week. We're waiting to see where he's at right now. That's Robert Keller. He was out there on the track. I don't think he's shown up to the track yet, actually. I think I saw everybody but our winner from last week. No, he is here. He's just not on the track right now. So some of these guys that we saw, ooh, the 97 there almost, that was Aaron Beaver there backwards. And you can see, you know, a lot of names that we have seen before. A lot of guys that we've seen racing out here, including the 81 here, Brandon Buggs losing that car on that front stretch. We were talking about how difficult that transition is from turn 4 down into the tri-oval at the Rock. So You're seeing drivers you've seen do excellent in the past season. Here tonight, we're seeing them have struggles. This is good and bad because it shows, hey, maybe not everyone had an idea on how they're going to drive this car. And we're seeing that right now. And we're going to look for Lance out there on the track. He's got the fastest lap. But before we do that, well, Zach Hausnecht is sitting on pit road as well, probably trying to get some idea of what they need to do. Here's Javier here. Rodriguez and that 20 Cheddar's Camaro getting around the track. And you can see right there as they're getting down into turn 1 and 2 how bouncy that car is. It's going to be incredible. We got 29 minutes and 34 seconds here before we head into qualifying. If you're new here, we're going to explain a little bit about how everything works. So we've got about 30 minutes here, 29 minutes and 21 seconds left in this practice session. We're going to move right into qualifying. Now, qualifying is a 10-minute session. 5 minutes of that qualifying session will be down to qualifying your car, but the other 5 is part of the driver's meeting. So there'll be a 5-minute kind of break period in between there where we can gather our thoughts and get ready to go racing. But I can tell you tonight, it's going to be anything but boring, as I don't think these cars are going to be able to get away from each other so fast because of the drivability. You know what we saw in the showdown? We saw those drivers battling with that car and track combo. This kind of reminds me of that. I've been watching this for about an hour now and watching these drivers get around the track. It's not going to be easy. But, also look at a bunch of new guys and then look at a new car and a new package and then throw the rock in there. Well, now you have yourself a party because it's going to come down to that tonight. Who is going to be able to master the next gen car, sorry. I almost called it a Gen 7, which it technically is. The next gen car, and who's going to master the track? The tires are going to be a big factor here tonight, and we're going to see guys that are going to try to get away with what they can as far as pushing that. How many sets of tires they have. Oh, and the 81 and 20 there, and the 44 get into each other right there. Only practice, so not a big deal. A lot of damage on the back of that 81 car, but he'll take it back down on pit road and get reset and get back out there on the track. Have a look at Robert Webb. He's over there as well. Charles Gray out there in the 87 car. That is a driver we talked to after Daytona. And after Daytona, he was not very happy at all with not just his performance, with the other drivers around him and the track combo, super speedway racing. So he was very salty after that race. We didn't get a chance to speak to him after the broadcast, and he wasn't very happy with how it went down. So this is a track for him to show himself, his drivability, and, the fact that he can manage traffic. He can manage this new crowd of people, because we saw that dominating fashion of the same 5 top drivers race in and race out last season. And what happened? Same guys, always up front. This whole new group, 38 cars tonight, you're going to see. This whole new group that's been added into this season has shaken up everything. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to see the same top 5 drivers dominating week after week. You want to see other guys get another chance. We saw Robert Keller get his first win. His first not only OCRP iRacing Series win, as 87 of Gray takes a tumble there almost, but also his first iRacing win ever. And you may be saying, hey, you know what? It's not a big deal because it's just it's just a league race. But no matter what, you can't say that to any of these virtual drivers here tonight. I mean, well, they're drivers in virtual cars, but you can't say that to them because guess what? They're always going to say a win is a win. And when you have had an iRacing win, you know what that feels like. It's that difficult, folks, to get a win in a league race, in any kind of sanctioned race, anything in iRacing. And look at that contact there with the 6th of Spells there in the 81. And we got the 28 car out there right now. I'm trying to find out who is driving that 28. That's Matt Rucci there in the 28. A lot of guys getting their numbers taken care of. Remember last week we didn't get to see a lot of the paint schemes, correct? That has been fixed. And you see Spells moving up in there right now, and the 81 not able to get away that quick. Now, Bugs got through that corner a lot quicker there, and Rucci is on the outside lane. See if their outside lane does anything for him right here. And these are things that we can expect later tonight when we're seeing this race. A lot of damage on the right side of that 81 car as well. Of course, remember, we are in practice for another 25 minutes, so any damage and any kind of crash you see here is a matter of the driver pushing the car. They want to see what they can do with it and what they can't do with it before they go down into green flag conditions under an actual race. So that's why you see a lot more crashes in practice like this. And he's not able to get up there to Rucci's bumper just yet. You see the change happening right there. It's a great looking car there, Badger Graphics car. And there goes Bugs right behind him. Went for a little bit of a tumble here. So far, we have seen some faster drivers than what we have normally seen. We got Lance and Brown and Potter, Essery. We got Stevens, Potter, Herrera. We got Reno. Look at Alex Reno is in 7th right now, fastest on the track. And then Charles Gray in 8th, Rucci in 9th, 10th to Thompson there. And then Ewing, you got Kellert, Webb, then you have Bugs, then you have Beaver, then Allen, and so on and so forth. So you're seeing a lot of guys that are different than what we saw at Daytona. Now that makes sense because, you know, that's a super speedway race track, and it's a lot different here at the Rock. So there's that as well. Just to let you know, we are going to be expecting some different drivers up front, and I'm all for it. I really am. I think it's going to be good for pretty much everybody when it comes down to, you know, who's new and who's not. So take a quick break here. I'm going to rest my voice because I don't have Ryan here just yet, and terrible crash there on the 92. That wasn't nice at all. That was Allen went for a little bit of a tumble there, but we'll be right back here, folks. Stick around for some OCRP iRacing action coming up here in just a few moments. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the track here at the Rock for the Like a Rock 120, sponsored by Next Level Racing. Still waiting for Mr. Civ Ryan to get here. He'll be here shortly. It looks like Wes the Mess has made it out on the track, which is very interesting. But let's talk about that weather. We were talking about it earlier. Track has cooled down to 114 now. A little bit of cloud cover moving in. And remember, with iRacing, we have those dynamic tracks. So 114 degrees is a lot better than 122. You're going to start to see a little bit more grip when you are under those clouds. Not a whole lot, but hey, any kind of grip you can get in iRacing is a godsend. Air temperature 79 degrees. And wind not going to be a factor tonight. Only 1 mile per hour out of the north. And watching here, drivers on the top of the board, the fastest laps. Now, keep in mind, that doesn't mean a whole lot because, well, it comes down to drivability. You can go out there and you can put down a fast lap, but can you do it consistently over and over again? That is the real question here. Watching Isaiah Stevens there in the 44 car. Making it around the track. And doing a pretty good job working on Lance there. A better camera there. And that's the 24 car there coming into view right behind them. So all just kind of taking it easy. And we all know the 24 car. You know the 24 car. That's Mr. Zach Hausneck there. And the PPG car, which is an interesting one. I wasn't expecting to see him driving a PPG, kind of a Ryan Blaney style car, but he is. And it could have just really come down to him not having enough time to put together a paint. I don't know his actual attachment towards PPG at all, but there you go. But most of you know the 24 car. That's Mr. Zach Hausneck. Another one we're looking for out there that is trying to get some more time in is going to be, if we can find him. He's kind of all over the place here tonight. We'll get to him in just a minute. We're going to talk about Mr. Dammit Dave. But Wes Graham right here in that 88 car making it around the track here. And let's ride on board with them. I told you, it's a pretty rough ride around this track. And you're going to see Graham and how he's getting around it right now. Look at that. Graham up to about 9,300 RPM there. That's about 100 more RPM than we saw some of the other drivers getting around here. And there's that wheel. Look at the amount of wheel it takes to get off the corner there. 9,400 down into turn one. Now, this is hot lapping right here, folks. Look at the driver's hands on that left side there. He's got his hands full right now. And that is the style of racing that we all know and love. Now, will we see this in the real car? Next year, we don't know. We don't know how the next-gen car is going to behave on shorter tracks like a Richmond, because this reminds me of an abrasive transition between Atlanta and Richmond. You see him really working the wheel there, trying to stay behind Rucci, and you see nothing but a lot of cars having issues trying to keep it in one piece. And that's going to be the tough one to do tonight, is to keep that car in one piece. You know, you only get those two fast repairs. Can you make those last? That is the question. And I think that, you know, it's going to come down to that. It's going to be survivability, but it's going to take patience tonight. It's definitely going to take patience with the driver to get around here and not get in situations where they shouldn't. Now, will we see a lot of nose-to-tail racing? I don't know. I really have no clue what to expect from this package and this car here at this track. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. But I can tell you, it's going to be interesting to watch. And let's talk about over-under on cautions. How many of y'all out there that are watching live right now, how many of you think what number do you think we're going to get as far as cautions go? That's the real question there. Me, I think we're going to look at a round number about 10. That's going to be my prediction, about 10. And I see some people saying that that's going to be the case. Some, you know, go a little high there with 20s and 30s. And some a little low there with an 8. But you know what? They might all surprise us, and we might have just a handful of cautions. You never know. But it's just going to take time with everybody getting used to everything here tonight. Now, this is Steinhoff, Ryan Steinhoff in the 59 car. You know, we didn't see him at Daytona unload, and he's wrecking that car off of turn 2 there. Now, don't get too worried here. You know, like I said, we're in a practice session. We got 15 minutes and some change here left in the practice session. Don't worry about what you're seeing as far as the racing is concerned, because it will be very different when these guys are not pushing these cars and not trying to wreck them. When I was a driver and I'd race in the NIS series, and even when I would just do the OCRP league, every time you unload and you go out there, you get on track in a practice session, as a driver, you want to wreck that car. You want to see where it's going to wreck. You want to know how it feels when it wrecks. You want to know when you're losing that grip, when that lateral grip goes away and you start to spin around. They call it kind of like the door slide here in iRacing. And you want to get to that level and figure it out, because that's the fine line. That's pushing the car, and that's when you know you can't or can't do something. So we're going to see a lot of drivers doing that here in this practice session. We'll see drivers doing it way more than we will see guys that won't. So keep that in mind when you're watching everybody here. That is for certain. Lance still on the top of the board. Can't be knocked off. Has anyone started climbing? Not really. It's been kind of standstill there, except for Wes Graham. You know, he was back there, and after those hot laps we saw there, now he's 5th fastest. Right behind Favignano and Essery and Rucci. Like, all those guys are right there, and they all have the same amount of speed right in that same zone. You're seeing the difference right there on the ticker. Charles Gray up to 11th there. One driver we thought that would, you know, unload here today and get out on the track and be really, really fast and put a lot of time into didn't put a lot of the time to it. I did talk to them earlier today, and they haven't had a lot of time with the car yet, and that is the 81 of Brandon Buggs there, as he's playing some games there with the 87 of Charles Gray. Not a lot of time on the track, less than some of the other drivers, and it shows. We've seen them struggle here today, and we're gonna watch these guys as they're getting out there. Remember, they're on cold tires. That matters as well. That first lap, you're not going to be pushing that car. You're gonna be on ice, basically, and you have to wait for those tires to warm up, you know, get heat and everything. So that's the reason why you'll see some guys wreck. It's just impatience, honestly. I remember that being the case. You go out there and you get impatient and you wreck the car because you're on cold tires, and then you come back and you do it again. Eventually you figure it out and you're like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. But it is visibly bumpy. I mean, even from these TV cameras, we can see right there just how bumpy it is around this track. Here's a driver we all know and we love. That's the 40 car right there, making his debut tonight. Couldn't make it to Daytona, but he's here unloading at the Rock for the very first time. Mr. Dave Surman right here in the 40 car, the Damn It Dave car. And he's got the sorry. He's got the sorry on the back, just, you know, as a safety net, basically. And interesting choice. You know, a lot of guys want to go with the Camaro, or they want to go with the Mustang, but he went with the Toyota Camry. And I got to say, I like that car. It's a good-looking car. That purple and the blue and all of that. So we're going to keep our eyes on that car tonight. Don't you worry. We do want to see what he's capable of. Let's look at Lance here, the 86 car, and follow along on board with him. How does he get around this track? We're going to go on board with the gyro cam so you get an idea of just how much banking is into the corner. Lance right now in this car is the fastest car in the practice session. Now that's out of 2 sessions they've already had. And he's just about 9,200 RPM getting out into turn 1 there. But he's committing down to that yellow line. We see a lot of guys washing up in the center of the corner there between 1 and 2. And he's not doing that. He's actually rolling out of that, using a little bit more brake than probably some other drivers there. Keeping it right down there on the yellow line, right where he needs to be. That's a really solid looking lap right there. And that just goes to show that's the reason why that 86 is so fast. Now talk about the 36 car that's around him right now. That's Gage Bookman. And Bookman, what a heartbreaker that was for Bookman at Daytona. We saw him run out of gas after leading the race. It was just one of those things. And he said he was new to it, you know. It was an honest mistake. Thought he could make it to the end. He couldn't. He ran out of fuel there, and it was a heartbreaker for that team right there as they were, oh my God, trying to get through that. That was the 89 there. That was James Hilton, I believe, that was involved in that crash on that backstretch there. Indeed it was. And let's talk about another driver. One of the OGs in the OCRP iRacing League. That is the 9 car of Scott Barkman. Here in the Fat Tire Camaro right now. Getting around here. Let's go on board with him. We're not going to use the gyro cam. We'll use the roll bar cam so you just get an idea of the different styles that these drivers are using to get around the rock. Got 10 minutes left into the practice session, then we move into qualifying. Remember, qualifying 10 minutes total. 5 minutes will be for qualifying, and every car trying to make the race. And then the other 5 will be for the drivers' meeting. During that time, we will be away and waiting before we get that command to start them all up and get them out on the track. So Scott Barkman, about 9,200 RPM right there. Going with the middle line for the most part here. He's not running really low on the bottom next to that yellow line, that we saw Lance running and Joel Brown and those guys. Instead, he has a higher approach here. And Barkman right now showing 26th fastest in the session right now. And it's getting interesting. We're still waiting on Mr. Civ Ryan to show up, folks, but just sit tight. We'll be right back with some more action here at The Rock. And hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Rock here tonight for Like a Rock 120, sponsored by Next Level Racing here at Rockingham Speedway. If you're just joining us here, we have less than 5 minutes here of practice before we jump in and we begin the qualifying process. Now, the first 5 minutes will be qualifying, and then the next 5 will be a driver's meeting, so we'll take a small break in between there before we get underway. Somebody losing a little bit of traction there as they're trying to get out of the pits. That's a 92 car there. Weather here, we're keeping an eye on that track. It's been fluctuating. We've seen it at 122 miles per hour. Yeah, that's it. 122 degrees all the way down to 114, and now it sits about 121. So we're seeing that difference just from the cloud cover. So seeing the track, a certain part of the track be under the clouds and some be not under the clouds. That's what I meant to say there. Those are massive differences in temperature. And what happens when that track temperature climbs? Things get really slick and hot, and you see all these guys losing control. So that is what's going on there with the weather right now. We saw Wes Graham out there on the track trying to get around, and he's come to a stop. Never mind, we won't keep an eye on what he's got going. How about David Allen there in that 92 car? We saw him lose control as he was getting out of the pits there and then just lost control of it completely. But now we're going to keep an eye on him and see how he's getting around the track. Avoiding Scott Barkman there in the 9 car as he was sliding sideways. Another driver that's out there on the track right now we haven't talked about yet today is Mr. Tuttle, if we can find him. A lot of guys are just sitting in the pits right now, so it's hard to pick a car. But how about Dylan Macedo here in the 25 Dunkin' Donuts Camaro? He's getting up through his gears right now, getting a little bit of track time in. We haven't seen him here earlier. So maybe he put in a lot of his time. So they have a practice session that happens on Mondays, and that's what matters. So, you know, guys that show up and do that, it's for the best. We're going to get Ryan into here. Hello, sir.
Oh, hello.
You ready for some racing tonight?
No, sorry I'm late. 3 minutes to spare.
Oh, you're good, man. Not a problem at all. It was just we were talking about Dylan Macedo right now getting around the track and just kind of unloading a little late. We've seen a lot of guys show up a little later here tonight, but I was reminding people that they do have a Monday night practice that they do utilize. And it's good to see some guys do that. And one of those drivers that did take the time to do that was indeed Dave Surman, that is going to be making his debut tonight.
Oh.
The one, the only, damn it,
car.
Dave. A 404 car?
That
yeah, just
404 car.
The 40 car.
He might get lost around this track, Jeff.
Well, we got 2 minutes left here in this practice session, then we move into qualifying. I told people the first 5 minutes of qualifying, we're going to, chat and stuff, but the second part where they go into their driver's meeting, we'll take a small break in between there.
Excellent. Then I can eat my burrito that I just picked up.
Yeah, enjoy your burrito.
Oh, yeah. Big bean burrito.
Wonderful. Keep an eye on some other
what
drivers.
What have you been talking about? What have you been talking about?
Oh, everything,
so
man. I've been talking about the track. We've been watching the track temperature, going from 114 whenever it's, cloud cover. And then we've seen it as high as 122 when the sun's hitting it. So that's really changed. A difference in the swing of things whenever one half of the track is under cloud cover and the other is not. Also talking about how abrasive the track is and how bumpy it is around here. We've been riding around with a lot of different drivers and seeing guys like, the 81 here, Brandon Buggs, like drivers that we would expect to do really well, having a lot of trouble here in practice.
Wow, not a good start for the 81 car. Hopefully he does not dick it this entire race.
And I'm going to watch down here getting into turn 1. How many RPM he's turning down? 3, 4. Okay, there you go. So now we're seeing some speed out of the 81 that we didn't see before. That we saw out of the 88 camp as he was blistering some speeds. And we've got Lance right now at the very top of the board. And Macedo in second. Then you got Joel Brown and then Potter in fourth. Fifth to Federero. And then Rucci and then Graham and Gray. So we're starting to see guys in familiar faces we've seen before climbing the charts, getting up there But it's been a crapshoot for the most part. We've seen a lot of these guys having struggles with this car and track.
Is this still practice or qualifying?
We are in practice. We're just now going into qualifying. We got 10 seconds here in between the two sessions, so we're going to see this drop out in just a few moments here, and we'll be in qualifying just like that. And there you have it, folks. So we're going to wait for them to get some qualifying done. We're going to let Ryan get to his burrito, and we'll be back. We'll be back out of here in just a few moments. And we're just about starting to wrap up everything in the qualifying session here right now. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Like a Rock 120, sponsored by Next Level Racing here at, well, The Rock in Rockingham. I think that's Virginia. Rockingham, Virginia? Carolina, one of those. I think on the East Coast for sure.
USA.
Yeah, it's in the USA. We do know that. Let's talk about the air temperature. 79 degrees. Winds just, like we said, barely out of the north there, 1 mile per hour. Track temperature right now is not covered by any clouds right now, so 122 degrees, and we saw some drivers dealing with that in their qualifying sessions. We saw some drivers having some issues, and hopefully they'll be able to get some clean laps so they're not going to fall all the way to the back there before too long. So a lot of racing scheduled and ready to go here in Season 8. If you're just now figuring out what's going on with this series here in Season 8, well, we finished up at Daytona at Rockingham tonight, and then September 9th, we go to Las Vegas. Then you can see everything else here: Iowa, Sonoma, Pocono, Darlington. We got New Hampshire, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen International, another track that a lot of drivers are really good at. And you'll see guys that are really good at road course racing and they'll put those skills to test there. Martinsville Speedway, going to be a fantastic race. Atlanta, and then finishing it out in November at Phoenix. 13 races total, and tonight is the 12th race, not the 12th, second race, but that'll be 12 total left to go. Well, 11 to go after tonight, so there you go. That's what we got going on with all of that. Are you ready for some racing, Ryan? I know you are.
I'm ready for some racing. Now, Jeff, when you had that up there, I have a question for you. Which track are you looking forward to the most on the calendar?
Martinsville, baby.
Martinsville?
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen's going to be good, but road racing is different to watch as a broadcast. It's a little more difficult to cover.
That's true.
So I do look forward to that challenge. But I could see a lot of guys just being really, really, really good and the guys being really, really, really bad at it. Mm-hmm. Martinsville is just so much happening on the track. It's going to be an interesting one. And we're going to see guys that have been racing around each other the entire season and then get to, vent those frustrations out at a track like Martinsville.
That's a very valid point, Jeff.
So I'm excited to see that. Waiting for people right now.
How's the qualifying shaking up so far? They're in their drivers' meeting now, Jeff. So
okay,
I'm listening in on the comms.
I don't. Done. Yeah, I don't have any of the info on the qualify here. I'm gonna have a look.
I won't spoil it then.
No, if you know, please let us know who the pole is and all that.
Pole, Matt Rucci qualified with a time of 23.648, and then let's show you how close it is these times. The second place qualifier here, Jason Lance, was only 0.02 seconds away. 0.02 seconds away.
Yeah, so then I'm seeing on my ticker that I got Gray, and he's 0.05 behind Lance in third.
Wait.
Is that not right?
Yeah, maybe. No, it's not.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. I'm seeing it on mine, but I don't know how accurate that actually is. But yeah, so it's Rucci and Lance and Gray currently right now, top three?
Yep. Rucci, Lance, Gray, Reno in fourth. Let's go, Reno up there.
Yeah, we saw him in practice, and he was putting down some really nice laps.
Nice.
Bugs did not have a good qualifying session there. We did see him have a little bit of trouble out of the corner. We were in a scenic camera at that moment, but in the back corner, he was on the backstretch, and he did not get through turn 3, so it meant that he probably spun off of 2 and had some damage to that car. So he's showing P22 right now, so a lot of work to claw up through the field tonight.
Speaking of bugs and claws, he's actually racing injured tonight. He has two, his pinkies are numb. Claws. He's got a couple numb pinkies. So we'll see if that affects the driving.
All right, they're going to be, yeah, they're heading to the cars right now, so it's going to get interesting. It is indeed. My name is Jeff Favignano, and I'm alongside Mr. Civ Ryan tonight.
That's us.
Calling the race for you. And we're waiting right now for them to get to their cars so we can get out on to the track and get this thing underway. I'm excited for it. I'm ready to do this. And looks like it's going to be an older track, so they're going to put the cars out on the actual track. Okay, so that's going to be a little harder for us, but that's okay. We can definitely handle it. Not a huge deal. So I'm going to go ahead and start going through all of our drivers, because if we don't do it now, we're never going to get it done. So I'm going to go ahead and go through our starting grid right now. So in the front row, we got Matt Rucci there in the 28, and then Jason Lance in the 86. Yes, sir. Row 2, we got Charles Gray and Alex Reno, Mr. Aviator Alexander, as you know him there in row 2. Row 3 will be Ryan Potter with Wes Graham showing there on the outside of him. And then row 4, Isaiah Stevens, Andrew Ewing. Row 5, Chris Essery and Joel Brown. Well, we don't call him the 5th around here, but he's like the 5th one that's on the iRacing service. Row 6 to Leonard Fodorero and Kenneth Spooner. Row 7, Stephen Thompson and David Allen. In row 8, James Hilton, Aaron Beaver. Row 9, Logan Pugh and Ryan Steinhoff. Now, he never told me I was saying his last name wrong last time. Logan didn't, so I'm just going to keep saying it that way. I doubt it's right, but maybe he was just
probably right,
being too nice. I don't know. Row 10, Kyle Cleveland and Robert Webb. Then row 11, Ben Tuttle and Brandon Buggs there in the Kevin Harvick Alpine
I
Stars.
That one for him.
Oh, yeah. Nick Sargent in row 12, Gage Bookman there. Row 13, Robert Keller and Jeffrey Spells. Row 14, Zach Guzman and Clint Spells. Row 15, Zach Hausnecht and Scott Barkman. Row 16, Rodriguez and David Surman. And that rounds them all out. Let's go. Ready to go racing here, folks, tonight. We're ready to go. We got the 28 Arucci, the control car, and the green flag is in the air. A lot of lagging happened right there on the start of the race, but he's back at it.
Bunch of beauties out on the tracks. I'm impressed. Those are some face reveals for me. I haven't never put a face to some of these guys' names. So
well, you did
look
tonight.
At those beauties and those beards, boys, looking good and looking good on the track.
Not bad at all. As usual, I'll keep an eye out up front, and if you want to keep an eye out in the middle, Packer, and let me know what's going on back there right now. We're completing our first lap, and it's green, believe it or not. We're watching for a battle back here in second. That's Jason Lance and Charles Gray.
Way in the back here, we had a car go off the track into the grass, but they were able to recover it, and they're back on. But so far, so good.
One driver I'm watching right now is that 22 Mustang there of Alex Reno. He made his way past Ryan Potter, kind of hold him off, but now he's chasing down the 88.
Sorry, I'm just shoving the burrito.
Oh, you're fine. I'll keep on going. Up front, Matt Rucci continues to hold the lead off of the 86 of Lance, and now here comes Charles Gray looking to the inside of the 86, trying to get there as they head down into turn 1. Keeping an eye out back. What's going on? Well, there's a little bit of a battle brewing between the 99 and the 40 of Surman there, trying to maintain his posture there as he's letting the 99 car get by there, and he will do so with no problems. And back out front.
Dave's just out for a cruise right now. Dave's just cruising.
And the caution flies. I'm going to try to find out where that was. That was something to do with Ben Tuttle is definitely involved in some
like a top entering turn
other
3.
truck cars there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna wind this one back and try to figure out what exactly happened here. It was a little bit of a tussle there between the 16 of Tuttle. I think Tuttle might have just gotten loose there. We're gonna see what this one was back here. Yeah, he just got loose and went up into the wall. Got a piece of the 91 of Webb, and then that was pretty much it. He's on his roof, and he wasn't any good there after that.
Just spinning like a top.
Watch that one back just a little slower.
And unfortunately, a car trying to avoid him.
Yeah, that was
once the yellow flies.
An interesting one for sure. So
I don't know why they didn't just hit the brakes.
Well, that's what we call a arc brake. Yeah, once he went over, he lost his whole hood off the nose of the 91 there, and then 95 there, just kind of keeping it down out of the way. But they're going to be able to bring it down pit road, and they're going to get some work done on that car and get back out there with using a fast repair. So if you guys don't know, fast repairs are given out to the drivers, and they're able to use those. We get 2 fast. Is it 2 or 3 in this league this season?
I believe it's 2.
2. Okay, so we have option for 2. They can come down and get a fast repair, which is just a quick fix on the car, and then after that, you're good to go.
It's basically just resets your car. You get a brand new car.
Yep.
And mitigates all damage.
Well, I can tell you what, on that start there, I didn't see the 86 of Lance have anything for the 28 of Rucci. Rucci was a rocket on that start of the race, and I don't know what happens. Everybody got checked up there right around 3rd and 4th, and it was a little crazy there, but no wrecks on the first lap. I was really surprised by that one.
Yep, everyone maintained their composure there, so good start there, and I mean, that wreck was just a single car getting loose. Not much you can do about that, but it didn't wreck the field. Looks like he and one other car were the only cars involved, so luckily the field is still good.
And they are 2x2 right now. Lights are off on the pace car. We'll be green flag racing when we get back here to the line once again. If anybody's guessing how long that'll stay green, but I think everybody's kind of taking it easy right now. We talked about that before in the practice session, that slower here is a little faster because a lot of these guys are having such a hard time maintaining grip with their cars.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were going to get so loose out of those corners there, but apparently it happens here. It's been a while since I've raced at the Rock.
I have never raced at the Rock in iRacing.
Oh.
I had to purchase it tonight. I was kind of blown away by that. Green flag in the air. There goes Rucci again like a rocket ship on the way. No one can hang with him with his restart game. He was ready to go there. And we're watching back here in third as Charles Gray and Wes Graham are battling it out now.
One car solo spun into the grass, but we stay green. Now in the back here.
It's always good to see that. Back here, we're watching guys try to get around, and look at Joel Brown on the move back here in the 43 car, trying to make a move on Isaiah Stevens there, and cannot get to his bumper just yet. Yeah, we got a slow car on the bottom. That's Tuttle, and the caution flies.
Coming out, car getting into the wall, slowing down out of.
Was that David Allen there getting into it, the 92?
I believe so. Let me have a replay.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this back. I don't think so. I'm not really sure. That might have been.
It's gonna be the
Thompson.
6 car, Jeff.
The 6 car of Clint Spells. Okay.
Clint Spells.
All right, you got it. I'm gonna watch this one back here. See what exactly happened. It looks like he just got. He might have had a little bit of help there by the 25 of Macedo, but we'll see if that's indeed what happened. It looks like he's just really tight there. Not a lot of options when it comes to where you can go, but the 81 of Brandon Buggs just skates right by it. We'll watch here on the replay from the back of the 81 car here and see what they saw there. If we could make that a lot easier for me to grab their numbers, that would be wonderful. But it constantly updates this ticker in real time, and it makes it a real pain in the butt to deal with. So I'm sorry about that. We're not gonna be able to get that to you just yet. That's one thing I don't care for about this ATVO is that the timing screen constantly updates when you're in replay mode, and it's really hard to get a idea of what's really going on.
Yeah. It doesn't match what you're watching.
We're watching Tuttle here. I think he's going to be the car, which will be our lucky dog. So he's going to get back on that lead lap. Getting around the pace car right now. So we've seen some interesting racing so far. A little bit of a lot closer than I thought we would see so far. Some guys really, not giving a lot of room, but when it comes down to it, a little contact with these cars, and they're already so sketchy as it is in the corner, that's whenever it's all over, and we've seen those spins happen.
Yeah, it seems to me, Jeff, that a lot of these guys just got to get into the groove here, settle in and get into a rhythm, because we have yet to string, more than 3-4 laps together on a green flag run. So just going to take some time. Everyone's a bag of nerves, and everyone's just going to settle in here and learn how to get this car around the track.
Absolutely. Waiting for the 1 to go signal here, which I think we're going to get. And we are not. So we're 2 to go as of right now. So next time they come by, we'll get them stacked up again and get back underway after that. Yeah, a lot of interesting racing we've seen so far with door. Like, we've seen a lot of issues with people losing control of the car when you have another one squeezing down on them, and that could just be, like you said, bag of nerves, or it could be an aero issue, and we don't know. We have never seen what these cars are capable of in this package at these tracks, so your guess is as good as mine at this point.
Yep, and my guess ain't very good, so it's not much to go off of.
Your guess ain't very good. I don't know about all that, but regardless.
Well, I've only driven these cars at Talladega or Super Speedway, one of those.
Yeah, so it's a whole different beast, that's for certain. Now, I've raced these cars. We did this a long time when they first came out at Atlanta, and I remember if a car was on my back bumper, I know they fixed this, but there was a car on the back bumper there, it would really disturb the car. It would get it really loose, and that was Spells getting his lap back. He was a wave around on that one. The lights are out on the pace car. We're going to be green flag racing here next time. Bye.
Still got 32 cars racing.
That's a lot of cars
tonight. That's a lot of cars. Actually, no, excuse me. We got 33 cars racing.
We have 1 out, correct?
I believe so. Let me just see if he's still racing. No, everyone's racing. We have 34 cars.
Oh, so Webb is good. We saw him doing decent there, and then I don't know what happened. I thought maybe he lost his. He lost his connection or something, but not the case here. The 28 of Rucci is the control car. All right, Ryan, call it out.
All right, everybody, shut the up. We're going racing, and we're going racing at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's favorite track, the Rockingham Rock. Don't quote me on that. And they're going to be going green this time by. And Rucci has the green flag, and he gets going nice and quick into turn 1, 2x2. We got a bit of a pile up back here, Jeff. Some cars checked up there on that start. But everyone's clean so far. No yellows, and let's see if they can string more than 3 laps together this time.
I'm watching right now. Joel Brown was working on the 67 car there of Favignano, and no dice. Rucci still holds him strong out front. And here comes Wes on the outside. He's trying to make that momentum up, but here comes the 86 there. That was Lance looking to the inside of Graham. I'm not sure if Graham was, it looks like Graham wants to, we got a slow car in the middle. That is going to be a caution, and that is David Sermon around there. We're going to find out what happened with that car. I don't know if he had a self-spin or something, but he's got some damage on the nose of that car, and we're going to find out here in just a few moments. I don't know what happened. It looks like he might have had some connection issues there, as he's gone. He was like just solid gone there for me.
It's actually going to be Ryan Steinhoff in the 59 car, Jeff. Got into it with the 11 car. Actually, sorry, the 11 car got loose and plowed over Steinhoff, sent him into the wall there. You'll see on your replay.
Okay, let me try to find out what's going on with that. I don't know why Sermon popped up red for me on that one. Yeah, I've got to go back to the driver's thing. This is a nightmare to deal with this constantly, because I find their name and then it's gone again.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So Steinhoff was the one. That's all right.
Yeah, Steinhoff and I think it's the 11 car. Is that 11? I can't tell.
I don't know.
Yeah, it says 11. The 11 car of who the heck is the 11 car?
Okay.
Kyle Cleveland. Kyle Cleveland got a little loose and plowed into Steinhoff there and caused chain reaction.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw the 40 car there of Sermon really slow, and then and he's just getting his lap back there. He was the lucky dog, so he'll get back on the lead lap. But it was a scary moment there for sure. He was really slow there as the leaders were catching him, and they were almost about to split him 3 wide there. So I think that worked out in Sermon's case. He had no issues keeping it out of the leaders there. And I think that's, take it back to whenever we would watch, House Next when he was first out here on the track getting around. And he was at Darlington, and we saw him take out the leaders.
Oh, yeah. They got housed. I got housed a few. I got housed at Coda by Zach, and didn't mean to. He was apologizing as he was mid-break crashing into us. It was pretty funny.
I'm watching the nose there of the 24 car. He's got a lot of damage on the nose there, and so does Kellert back there. Last week's winner, Robert Kellert. He's got a lot of damage to that 4 car.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there, because I didn't think they were involved in that wreck.
That's a good question. And right now, I don't know what's going on with Brandon Buggs, but I'm showing him he is a lap down and back in 32nd.
There was some shenanigans going on during the yellow flag there, Jeff.
Okay, they're fixing it right now. That makes sense. Okay.
Well, no, that's what all the damage was for. Somebody they actually crashed under yellow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love that.
Yep.
When you get damage and you're under yellow, that's the worst thing ever.
It's the worst feeling.
There's no worse feeling than that. Man. So far tonight, it's gonna come down to somebody has to beat Rucci. And I think the car that we've seen, the only one we've seen get close enough to do it is the 88 of Graham there. The lights are off on the pace car. They're gonna go 2x2 here. It'll be green flag next time by. And that will be the 86 of Lance behind our leader there. And then that's going to be Charles Gray on the outside of him in the 87 car.
And don't count Gray out. He's a fast driver, and he's no stranger to the front of the field. So expect him to make some move. I expect him to stick around with Wes, try and get some drafting done with him, and try and push him to the front.
And there's so many cars, man, on this track. It looks so cool to see so many of these drivers come out here and race. It is incredible. It changes up everything.
It is cool.
And we saw a little bit of games being played on that restart last time with Rucci. We'll see if he does it this time, or maybe he just kind of missed it.
Yeah.
But he was lagging back, and that caused that, classic accordion effect to happen here. But here comes the pace car down onto pit lane. Rucci, your control car, green flag back in the air.
No games being played on that one, Jeff. He went right as it went green. And he got a great start.
Yeah, that was a beautiful execution there. And I'm watching back here right now as the 88's trying to get to that back bumper of the 28. But watching back here, we got a battle between Alex Reno and the 22 and the 60 car there of Ryan Potter.
Great battle there between Reno and Potter. Potter is the victor of that one. He stays ahead. But look out behind Reno. We got Leonard Ferrero Rocher in the 67 car, and he's trying to make a move on the inside, as you can see on your screen there, Jeff. And he's still on the inside working on Reno. And they're 2x2 through this corner.
Yeah, nice move done by Ferrero there as he finally cleared that gap. And now it looks like he was going to try to bring Joel with him, but look at the 22 fighting hard on the outside here.
Potterero is on a fast horse right now because he is quickly catching up to Ryan Potter as well. So he is, all the cars are the same, but his car's pretty quick right now. He's got this track figured out, and I expect him to make some moves on Potter shortly in the 60 car.
All the way back up front, watching Rucci here out the back of Rucci, and that is the 88 of Wes Graham trying to get there. And he starts to lose that momentum. We've seen Wes being so much faster in 3 and 4 than Rucci, but Rucci has really got 1 and 2 down.
Yeah,
and there's the caution.
Let's see what happened.
I'm going to try to go and see.
Oh, looks like Damn Dave got involved.
Was that Sermon involved on that one?
Old Sermon.
A lot of damage on that car. We're going to rewind that one back and see if we can find out what exactly happened. I'm having that issue where it's just completely dropping a person that was involved in a crash. I don't know why it's doing that.
It's doing the same thing to me, Jeff.
Yeah. It's been an iRacing issue for a while now that they still haven't fixed. Unfortunately, what are you going to do?
I'm sure it doesn't help the fact that we have 34 racers on the track.
Well, I mean, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So you think Dave was involved in that one?
I did see him. I was scrolling through the field there trying to see who was involved, and he was going slow, and smoke was coming out of the tires there. So I would think he was involved in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, you got to give it to someone like Dave. I mean, this is his very first iRacing race.
Oh, it is terrifying. It is like when you're like, oh my God, there's 30 other real people that I could kill them all and really piss them off at any moment. And you're new to the sport. It is scary, and it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of bravery to come out here with these guys. And Dave's just got to get some seat time in, really. He's just got to get some seat time. He's just got to get comfortable with how the car works, how all of iRacing works, the system. There's a lot going on if you've never done it before, in terms of even like under cautions of you following the directions of what it's telling you, like let this car go by, pass this car, go to this side. Like there's a lot going on. So props to Dave for coming out here, and we hope this won't be his last race.
No, I don't think it will. It sounds like he's been really wanting to learn it and put the time into it. And I was watching there on pit road as he was getting service to his car, and they had it up on the right jack in the air, and he was spinning that right rear tire the entire time. So I need to tell him to not keep it in gear when he's up on that jack. I think he might have scared some of their crew members.
Well, don't you know, if you just hold the nut and spin the tire, it just loosens it right off. That's how it works.
I think that's what he was trying to do there.
Yeah, he's just helping. It's efficient, Jeff. He's doing the fast pit times here.
Absolutely, and we're going to watch them get back on the track here and try to get everybody back away. And they're not going to lose any laps or anything there, as the leaders are now off of turn 2. The pace car lights are still on. We'll wait for that to happen. Once he turns his lights off, will be 1 to go. So we've seen a lot of action out here in the front between the 28 and 88, and that could heat up. And nobody's come down for any tires yet, so they still have some sets. And I think that's where I was getting confused with the amount of sets of tires versus the amount of fast repairs, because I think you get 3 sets of tires total.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think it's 3 extra sets. You have the ones that, obviously are on the car that you used when you started the race, but I think that's where the 3 was coming from on that.
Yeah, watching this battle between 1 and 2 of Rucci and Graham, and watching Graham trying to make a move on the outside, and if he can't get it done, I saw he was losing time, and dropping back a bit when that happens. And Jason Lance was all there, ready for the pounce in that beautiful looking 86 icy car. Man, I could go for an icy or Slurpee. Yeah, every time we watch these races, I'm like, man, I can, like, these advertisements are working.
Oh, I know, right?
So I want some Reese's, I want a Slurpee, I want some beef jerky, I want some popcorn.
To me, one driver that I'm going to keep an eye on this restart right here has been the 60 of Ryan Potter, showing a lot of speed in practice today, and he's been taking it nice and easy. He had that battle there with Reno, and now he's moved his way all the way up into the 5th spot. So don't count out that 60 car just yet.
I think that battle for 5 and 6 is going to be really interesting, because I think Leonard Foderaro was making some awesome moves there, and I could see him doing some work on Potter and then Gray. But I'll be quiet because we're about to go green here, Jeff.
Yep, here we go. Green flag back in the air. Rucci with a nice start there, no problems, and getting all the way down into turn 1. And West can't get to him just yet, but we have a battle showing back here in about 5th, like we were talking about. Watching the 67 of Foderaro try to get around, or sorry, he did get around that driver of the 60 of Ryan Potter, and now he's making his way up to the 87.
And Jeff, if you scroll back too, you're going to see Alexander Reno trying to hold his position. He lost 2 positions off this restart, and he's just trying to hold it because he's got Isaiah Stevens.
Ooh, and he gets in the wall.
Gets in the wall there a little bit, and Logan Pugh is going to pass him.
Ooh, Hilton just got loose there and got in a crash. Try to stay with him there if we can. Trying to stay with him. And he disappears every time whenever that happens, but I think I got this one, actually. Hopefully.
The James Hilton in the 89 and
right
Chris
there.
Esray in the 2.
That was no bueno right there. And yeah, and I saw that happening back there in turn 2 because the 89 of Hilton got loose. And I'll back it up a little bit before that happened. You'll see what I'm talking about. He had a little issue there with the car. Right, you'll see a bobble coming off of 2, and then after that, he didn't mean to get in the 2. Right there, he's loose, and then gets right into the door of the 2, and then that's whenever it was just all over from there.
2 had no idea where that came from. Absolute sucker punch to the 2. Just doing his own thing, and then next thing you know, he's flying through the air, Ricky Bobby style.
Man.
What,
we're right on board here with the 89.
Your cameras look so good, Jeff. Like I don't know what you did to the settings on iRacing.
Oh,
like, well done. It looks fantastic. I'm watching.
I added the all the motion blur and everything.
Oh,
there you go. That's riding on board with Hilton there. Never fun to ride along in a crash like that, but hey, guess what? These are virtual cars. Nobody got hurt.
Hopefully, he doesn't have to go to the virtual medical center for virtual.
Oh yeah, the care center.
Yeah.
The infield care center.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing because you know what? A lot of these guys would probably just fight. They just yell at each other for that one. But I mean, if you look at that one right there, that was nobody's fault. That was just tight racing coming off of 2, and you just got loose. But I can tell you,
third time we've seen it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the 2 car, you're just driving in a straight line and you get hooked, and you think somebody dumped you. That's kind of how that works, unfortunately. But
that's how it feels.
It's always nice to be able to look back and see exactly what happened there. And we're going to be finishing out lap 32 here. And we'll be restarting possibly on lap 34. So we've had quite a few cautions so far. That's 5 cautions so far tonight. And we had an over and under when we were in practice with the chat. If you guys are right now live watching on twitch.tv/JFavignano, you're actually right now, you were part of that whole discussion, and we had a lot of people saying they thought it was going to be, I said 10 for the night. We had some people thinking 32, 28, some people even saying 8, and even 6. I was like, well, that's a little low for it, but. And then I had some people say that you should have.
Man, I would leave. If we have 32 cautions, I'm just going to leave, Joe. Sorry, I'm going to go.
Yeah, that'd be way too much.
That'd be a lot. That'd be a long night.
No, and I can tell you this: when you're a driver here in the league and you're racing, it is the worst thing ever when you're just driving under caution and you get a small run and then you're under caution again. You get a small run, you're under caution again. When that happens, it gets in your head. You start, it starts getting really, really frustrating. Then you start battling for that position in front of you harder than you would if you had a long green flag run.
Would you say it almost makes you impatient, Jeff? Like you're just waiting to go, and you're just sick of these cautions that eventually you're just like you're making decisions you wouldn't normally make if there weren't so many cautions.
100%. Yeah, no, it's true. And none of these guys come down pit road yet. So now we're going to be restarting lap 34. Now that's 5 cautions. That's 5 heat cycles we've seen on the tires. So it's tearing them up. And this track is not nice to tires.
I think everyone's just playing a game of follow the leader, do what the leader does, and with tires. I don't think anyone wants to be the first one come in, especially they only got 3 sets of tires, including the ones they got on them, I believe. So no one is super eager to make the first move on switching the tires.
No, they're not, and can you blame them? Because it's coming down to such a short run kind of deal here. You come down pit road, you lose all your track position. All right, pace car is about to duck off here, and we are going to get back underway. The control car is the 28 Arucci. On the outside is going to be Wes Graham, and green flag back in the air.
Arucci with another slingshot of a start there, as there's some good racing going on in the midfield.
And here comes Wes. He's trying to get to him. Can't get it done.
Just behind them, Logan Pugh and Alexander Reno battling it out for 8th and 9th position. Not to be outdone, though, that battle of Leonard Foderaro and Ryan Potter there is still very much active, and Foderaro is now working on Gray. What I tell you, Jeff, this 67 car, Foderaro is looking real strong, and he's now trying to make a move on 87 of Charles Gray.
And we're riding on board with Potter right now, and we're seeing just the difference in what we saw in practice. Look at the RPM, 95, almost 9,600 RPM getting down into turn 1 right now. These guys are not taking it easy on the tires.
There goes Graham up ahead. You might see him. He was trying to make a move on the outside. Can't get it done. Matt Rucci making that car out front 3 wide because Wes cannot get around them.
And it looks like Wes is kind of favoring that outside lane a lot more than some of the other drivers that are on the bottom. And Rucci has been a bottom feeder all night. He's been down there on that yellow line. We saw it in practice. And now look at Wes. They just changed it up, of course, because now I'm talking about it. But now the 88's going to come to the bottom, and he's actually making gains on him.
Maybe they're listening to the broadcast, and we can screw them up and be like, hey, we think the fastest line's at the very top right on the wall, guys.
The last people you want to take any advice from is us, guys that haven't raced these cars here. And looks like the 88 got loose as hell off of 2. He's able to gather it back up. We got a battle right here. This is 25 Macedo, and that's Alexander Reno there. And he's going to give up that spot no problem.
Joel Brown and Aaron Beaver battling it out for a 10th and 11th back here, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm watching this one right here between Scott Barkman and Robert Keller. Almost got into each other, and the 92 is going to go around. Oh, my. Horrible crash back there. That was the 92. Lost it completely there. That was David Allen trying to get a hold of that car before he's gone.
Looks like a few
what a
mess. Few more cars after that. Unfortunately, the 11 car gets involved.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys, whenever they get in a crash, they just instantly tow it back, So it's like, okay, let's try to figure out what happened here. Oh, man. All right, let's find out, because here we are. We're watching this replay right now. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the... Yeah, it looks like he just kind of got loose off of 2, and that's what I thought was going to happen, and he had a lot of help there from the 99 car for sure.
Oh, you can see the 99 car, though, get on the brakes. You saw that nose just dip down, so I think Anthony DeFrenchie was trying his hardest to avoid it, but couldn't do it.
Cleveland, that was Kyle Cleveland, just clocked him right in the side Arc brake style. Well, it looks arc brake, but it's not really. But the person who really, really escaped that one was the 81 of Brandon Buggs. We're going to watch that one back. Riding on board with him and what he saw as he was coming off of turn 2. That was pretty crazy. That's some good wreck avoidance right there, man. That was an interesting one for sure, but we're back under caution here once again. Ryan, let's take a little bit of a break on our voices, and we'll be back in about 2. Well, we'll be when we get back to the restart. So just stick around, guys, for some more action here at Thunder Alley, The Rock. We are getting ready to go back racing once again. So we have the lights off on the pace car. Welcome back. If you're just joining us now, it is the Like a Rock 120 sponsored by Next Level Racing here at The Rock tonight. My name is Jeff Favignano, and I am joined by the one, the only Mr. Civ Ryan, calling all the action up here tonight in the booth. Well, it's not a real booth.
I'm in a booth across the world, or across the continent.
Yes.
And Jeff's in his booth.
I mean, it's easy enough to say. I mean, everybody says booth, but I mean, we're literally just in our offices.
You're live in our Discord call. Join us.
Yes, we're in a Discord call. And in fact, I haven't taken the time to to jump into the broadcast thing, so we could actually bring in drivers to talk to. But I don't think there's anybody talking tonight.
There's no one over there. They were last time. There's a few over there available for interview. There's like 6 people. If you want to head over there.
I mean, if it gets boring, it hasn't been anything but we're gonna let the pace car get down and away. The sun's back out on the track. The 28 is down and away. Green flag back in the air here at Rock. The Rock.
Accordion effect on that restart. 81 gets in the back of the 59 of Ryan Steinhoff, and you know he's going to be upset. Like, just get going, guys. Well, I don't know why we're brake checking.
A lot of traffic back there right now. Yeah, and there's a lot of damage on the nose of that 81 car out of that one. That's the 2 of Chris Essery now making his way down and around. And that's hurting that 81 100% there. Not having the night that he was hoping for. But back out front, watching that 88 slowly but surely reeling in the 28 as it comes down to, how many cautions we've had and the amount of heat cycles. And everybody's starting to definitely have some worn tires here.
Starting to get a little loose there, Jeff. As these cars are starting to slide around with these worn tires.
And it's been interesting to watch Wes all night. He's just favoring the outside lane in 1 and 2, and then he'll jump down to the bottom in 3 and 4. And the caution flies. We got a spin on the back.
Oh, this is a big one, Jeff. Lord, oh my God.
All right, we're going to try to find out who's involved here. Oh, we still got cars wrecking. And Brandon Buggs involved. Zach Houseneck involved. He's upside down on his roof. We're going to rewind this one. And it looks like the 81 is trying to push his buddy Zach over on his feet right now. You can't make this up. That's what's going on. We didn't even have time to even get the ticker out before they were wrecking. Let's back it up and see what happened here. That was a bad one for sure. Just kind of everybody involved, and I don't think the 24 really meant to be there. It just kind of happened. We're going to find out who actually got into that hole. No, it was the 24 got into the wall there coming off a 2, so that was a total different crash. But we're going to look at the 97 of Aaron Beaver and find out what happened here as we slow it down. Huge crash right there. The 54 goes back up in the traffic there, just nowhere to go. And here's Bugs right here hitting the brakes, trying to get out of there. The 3 car gets involved. The 6 of Spells into Beaver and down to the bottom. And oh man, just a terrible crash right there. And that car went right over the roof of the 81.
Oh my God.
What
an absolute show, Jeff.
That's exactly what that was. Like, you are not wrong in the slightest. And I know we have to see that 81 cars on board because, man, he had a car fly right over the top of him there. Sorry about that. We have a little bit of it's not beef or anything. It's just something that's kind of funny and not funny at the same time. And that is Dave is currently racing in iRacing, and his girlfriend cannot get in the house. She's trying to get a hold of him. So if anybody knows how to get a hold of Dave right now, if somebody could tell him in game. I think, actually, you know what, Ryan? I think if you can message Bugs.
I can text him.
Yeah, well, text isn't working, apparently. So if you can try to get him.
They're saying it right now. Clint's got it.
Clint's got it? Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Clint. You're the man. So, yeah, Dave locked his girlfriend out of the house and she couldn't get in, and he's racing in that car tonight, and we couldn't get a hold of him. So. Oh,
no, Dave. Poor Taylor.
Yeah, not good at all. So, anywho, look at that taken care of, though. And that was a line of communication. Like, that was Nicole that came down the hallway and told me about it. Then I tell you about it. Then the broadcast knows about it. And then they got, no matter what, it happened like lightning quick. We got it taken care of. So
through like 9 channels there, but we got the information to where it needed to be.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess their keypad ran out of batteries, Jeff.
Ah, that would do it.
That would do it.
That'll definitely do it. I see my dad is in the chat tonight. He's watching the race.
Oh, Papa Fab.
Yeah, shout out to my father there. And he used to race in the OCRP iRacing League. He raced in the truck series back. I think it was season 2 or 3.
Season 3.
Season 3, yeah, that's what it was. Well, we're getting ready to get back underway here at the Rock, and we're getting closer to that halfway point, but we're not quite there 100%. The man of the hour has been Rucci, and Ryan, we're gonna let you call this one on this restart.
Oh man, I hate recall. Jeff, I just say the same thing every time, like so far, so I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I'll try and come up with something.
You got no, you just
okay.
It's like we talked about. Commentating's just stating the obvious. That's all.
Here they are in their cars, and they're driving the cars around the track, and we're about to go green, and they're too wide, and they're waiting for the car to go in, and there goes the pace car. And oh, they're green now, and they're pressing the gas pedal. Look at them go. And Rucci still leading the race, followed by Graham and Jason Lance and Charles Gray battling out for 3rd and 4th there. Ooh, they're side by side. Jason Lance holding off Gray for the meantime, Jeff. Well, great battle here for 3 and 4.
Yeah, I'm watching that one right now, and I don't want to keep my eyes off of the 88 too much here, but great racing happening here between the 86 and 87, and right behind him, Farderero and Macedo. Look at Dylan Macedo. You know, he was kind of in the middle of the pack there, and he's made his way all the way up into 5th right now. He's trying to challenge the 67.
Macadoo, he's trying his best to make his way up to the rear bumper of that 67 car.
Yeah, the caution flies.
Can you guys just race? God!
I'm trying to find out who was involved in that one. Kind of hard to say. I'm just kind of clicking names to try to find cars that are possibly involved.
Yeah, I can't tell.
but I can't tell you I mean, I see Nick Sargent's got a lot of damage in the nose of his car. It might have been Nick Sargent involved in that one, but about to find out. Maybe not. I'm not sure why the caution. Oh, there it is right there. It's the 6 car is what it was. I watched him come all the way back, and then we saw that happen. So the 6 is Spells having a little bit of an issue there. We're going to get that car, and then we can grab his perspective here and find out what happened here. Looks like he's coming off a 2. Not a lot of, he might have had a little bit of help from the 59 there. Doesn't look like too much, but he did. Man, that car almost went airborne. That's something I've seen with these cars. They seem to get in the air really easy on these tracks.
Awesome. It looks great when they fly through the air. Like, it's not good for them because
of course.
Damage, but it makes for great spectating.
And if you're watching the 81 camp there, he was able to get through it with no issues. So that should make you happy. But the 6 car now on pit road, going to get a fast repair if possible, if he has any of those left, and then get back underway. As the 81 car making his way around, he is indeed the lucky dog.
And he'll go to the end of the longest line there after he gets his lap back. So he'll be, and he needs a front bumper there. This man needs a fast repair.
Yeah, he does. He might be out of fast repairs on it, or no, maybe he hasn't just come down yet for track position. I don't know.
Sorry about that. I'm just gonna take this toy away from this guy.
Oh, you're fine. I never heard it.
Okay.
You're all good. Man, this has been an interesting one for sure. It's been a slow and steady, just kind of, sprints. It's just been sprint after sprint after sprint on these restarts. And just no one can really catch Rucci at all because of it.
And yeah, so guys, I think we're seeing so many cautions. I mean, we have such a large field of drivers right now that it's just numbers game and pure percentages that we're gonna see, more crashes. It's a higher chance of crashing. The more drivers there are, the more potential there is. So hopefully, again, and also this is the second race of the season. We still got lots of racing to do, and a lot of these guys are still figuring each other out, figuring these cars out, more importantly. And hopefully once we get a couple more races in, we can see some more solid green flag racing. But yeah, unfortunately tonight we're seeing a bit of a caution fest.
I'm looking right around the 9th and 10th position, right around there. But we have to show back here to the 13 car of Jeffrey Spells. He's been putting on a nice race tonight. He's moved his way all the way up to P12 and kind of holding it right there. So a nice run by that 13 car. And we're going to be 2x2 getting ready to restart this race once again. And hopefully we'll be able to stay a little a little green a little longer. I don't know. It would be nice. I do want to see these guys because whenever they're side by side so much over and over and over again, it's creating these cautions. If we can just get a little bit of a green flag run, get some guys away from each other, I think we'll see some better racing. But the racing has not been boring. That I can tell you, especially up here in the front.
It's not boring.
No.
There's been some really good racing. It's just been, unfortunately, it's been short-lived because it's followed by caution. But at least the cautions are entertaining. Those are some spectacular crashes.
A lot of crashes we've seen, unfortunately. All right, pace car getting ready to come down pit road once again. Going to be restarting lap 57 here. And Rucci's going to be your control car. Green flag back in the air. The 88 was ready for him this time. Well, not really. Man, no one can keep the 28 at bay.
Yeah. The Rocket Rucci. Yeah, no, that has got to be the best start he's had so far because he actually has a whole 0.3 of a second on West there out of the hole.
Watching this group right here, you got the 20 car, the 36, and they get together into the wall there. A lot of 3-wide racing happening there in turns 3 and 4. And they're able to keep it green and keep it going. Out front, Rucci trying to hold the 88 off, but here comes the 86 of Lance on the inside of Charles Gray. Trying to get by him. And look at it out front, man. Graham is definitely there.
Oh, it's going to be a matter of time before West makes a permanent move here on the 28 car. Look in the back of the field, Jeff. We have some good action going on back here between the Macedo and Gray as they battle out for 4th and 5th. Gray gets a little loose. Oh,
Caution. We're gonna find out what happened there. Anybody that we know? Everybody just disappears. Whenever the caution happens, all the cars just disappear.
I'm seeing a stationary car right now of 92 of David Allen, Jeff. I don't know if he was involved.
Okay, if that was the 92, I think he might have been involved in that one. We're gonna find out here.
He might have got caught up in it, I think.
Yeah, he's still.
It's gonna be Isaiah Stevens, and the cameras are just bugging out. Yeah, Isaiah Stevens and Kyle Cleveland there.
Watching this replay back, it's right in front of him there. I see what you're talking about. The 44 there of Isaiah Stevens in the 91.
91, Robert Webb.
Yeah, Webb. They just got together right there, and that's just we saw that happen in there in turns 3 and 4. That group right there, they were racing really hard, and just unfortunate. I guess that's what caused the caution there, but.
Hey, real quick, Jeff, if any of the racers are listening right now, can you tell Dave to go open the door? Taylor's still waiting. Go. Clint, somebody tell him.
Still waiting.
Yeah, Clint's got us.
All right, fantastic. Oh, there you go. My dad's saying he wants to get back in race again, so love to have him. We have like a couple more slots, I'm pretty sure. Total.
Yeah.
For anybody who's really wanting to do it, I'm gonna pop up to here and get our live feedback. Well, it's been the same old story over and over again. Caution after caution. Was that 7, 8 cautions now? That's the 8th.
8th caution, yeah, something like that. I think. I don't know. Is someone in chat counting? I lost count. I can't count past 5.
Yeah, and I don't have a caution counter yet. We will get one eventually. But that one and also the driver telemetry data, that is still coming down the line. I got word about that. They've made a lot of strides in that, and they had it done, but it wasn't ready for TV time because it had some issues with some of the data. So they want to make sure that's a little bit more solid before they send that to prime time. So a big thanks to one of our other sponsors here, Flat Out Racing Network, providing all the graphics that you see tonight on the broadcast. They did a fantastic job. If you want an overlay or something like that for ACVO, hit up Flat Out Racing Network and they'll get you squared away.
Apparently Dave's not listening to the driver's chat, so he's still... They should just disqualify him so he gets the hint.
Somebody needs to put it in text.
Yeah, put it in text, you guys, or
put it in text
or something.
If you can't get a hold of him,
yeah, if he doesn't respond, I'm sorry. Girlfriend comes before iRacing. Let her in the house.
You need the race admin literally just breathing down his neck. The 40 car down pit road. Stop and go penalty.
Pit road.
Is he coming down pit road?
Oh, we'll see if he gets the hit.
There he is right there. No, he's coming back out on the track.
What is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to figure it out right now.
I think more entertaining than the race,
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that 40 car. I mean, sorry is right on the back of that car. Sorry, but I mean, it's not like 100%. Like, I'm sure the last thing he thought that was going to happen. You know, that it was going. Oh yeah. The door's going to die, and you can't even get in the dang house.
This is not his fault. We're not mad at Dave. It's just he's not listening to the driver's chat.
Yes.
He's so new to iRacing, he probably doesn't even know how to enable it.
Yeah, that's probably true. Pace car's down and away, and we're going to be restarting this race. Green flag back in the air once again. Will Dave be able to get his girlfriend in the house? That is the question of the night. We'll find out later on. We'll keep you up to date, bet out back and forth. Charles Gray powering on the outside, trying to get that 86, and they'll find themselves nose to tail.
Well, Jeff, we don't have to wait too long. I'm just gonna let you know the eagle has landed. The eagle is in the nest. Kay is inside the house.
All right.
We did it, everybody.
We did it, everybody. There you go. We told you we we're going to leave you hanging there on that one. Watching right now, the 25 Macedo holding off Potter. And back out front. Now there is a little bit of a fire brewing here between the 86 and the 88. Trying to get there. And the 88 looks like he's losing a little bit of handling on that car.
Definitely losing some time. He's not keeping up to Rucci. And Lance is all over him.
At 81 with the whole front end torn off on the car back in P20. There's a whole lot of racing back there.
Whoa.
A lot of guys getting wild.
Oh, these cars are so loose out of these corners, Jeff. What's going on?
I don't know. And I think that scared the hell out of Anthony DeFrenchie for sure. But back up front, we're watching this battle still brewing for the lead. Is now cars are starting to get more spread out. We're starting to see a lot more of single file racing, which is what they need right now.
Bugs is really struggling with his car and the lack of aero, Jeff. He is wheeling that car to keep it straight. So
and Spells gets into the 15. I don't know if we're gonna get a caution out of that one.
Oh, he gets into another one here.
Might be okay for now. A little scary up there. And we will stay green. But yeah, the 15 got the worst of that whole incident there, unfortunately.
Oh, another crash. They're crashing into pit lane.
You mean they're crashing into pit lane?
Still green?
And pit lane 1 or 2. Oh, yeah, right here at 2.
Steinhoff and
Steinhoff's
Guzman.
involved. Interesting. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what's going on with that. That's interesting.
No, yellow. I guess they're safe. They're in the pit lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's out on the track right now, and I'll tell you right now, everybody's happy with that. Now the 28 is going to be lapping the 24 of Houseneck here, and the caution flies. We got Tuttle here on the bottom of the track with a lot of damage on that car, and I'm trying to find out what happened with him there as he's insta-towing to the pits. And it looks like he might have just had a little bit of a spin there. Watching it back right now.
Well, clearly the iRacing automatic yellow flag throwers do not give a shit about the virtual pit crews, because we had a crash in pit lane and they are just to keep it green.
Well, I'm watching here right now what happened with the 16. It looks like he just hooked it. Like he lost control of the car there, but like he just hooked it. And that caused the caution down there. He was trying to get down to pit road for whatever reason. Couldn't get it done. He locked him up. I don't think he meant to bring out the caution or anything like that. But just lost control down there, unfortunately.
This is crazy, Jeff, because we were in the shootout and we saw cleaner racing in those god-awful cars and track. Like that combo. That was hard to keep those cars.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We saw better racing during that. Like these guys were able to. I would have thought that if they can handle those cars, they can handle these ones. But that is not the story tonight.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even know what the hell's going on in this race tonight. This has been an interesting one. Was Sermon able to get back out on the track after that?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's out on the track. He's driving. It looks like he's going to be the lucky dog right now.
Dave, let Taylor drive.
He'll get one of his laps back here. And that's Mr. Dammit Dave, as you know him on YouTube, but that is Mr. Dave Searman there, trying to get one of his laps back.
Dave Sherman.
And he's going to stay behind the pace car for whatever reason. Now he's going to pass it. Okay. I wasn't sure what was going on with that, but I wasn't going to challenge it either. So, lap 72. Back under caution once again. Sorry, lap 73 will be restarting on lap 75. So we got a little bit more before we're back underway again. Not a quick caution by any means, but at least the track isn't 2.5 miles and it doesn't take forever to get around like we had with Daytona. So even though we have had a lot of cautions tonight. It's still a lot less driving under caution than we have seen so far in the season, but we're only 2 races in.
Yeah, like I said, they just gotta practice with these cars and with traffic as well. Just sucks, yeah. Like I said, with 34 drivers, it just takes one person to make a mistake, and there goes the field. And we're seeing a lot of that. And what's funny, it's not the same person making the same mistake over and over. It's different people.
Yeah, it's been everybody, and we've seen guys that we see week in and week out in the last season doing excellent, having a lot of issues with this car and track combo. So it's just part of it, you know. It's learning, and it's all about having fun, and you know it. And we saw the 16 of Ben Tuttle there. He was making his way down there on towards pit road and lost control of the car. And if there's anybody here that has that spirit and that love of having fun in these races, that is the 16 of Ben Tuttle.
Absolutely. I'm sure he's not loving being involved in these wrecks here tonight, but it's the way she goes.
That is the way she goes. The lights are off on the pace car. We're going to be green flag racing next time by. Do you think Wes can get it done, man? The 28's been so strong today.
I think we're going to see fireworks near the end, Jeff. I think Wes, I don't think Wes has got anything for him until the last few laps. Because Rucci is just, as long as Rucci keeps getting those starts, because if he keeps getting those starts the way he has been all night, it makes it real tough for Wes to try and make a move. But we'll see here on this restart here, Jeff. You got the call. All
right, we're going to watch from the blimp cam on this restart as Rucci is your guy on this restart here to watch. Green. And green flag in the air, and man, yeah, he just can't be beat tonight on these restarts. Insane restart there by the 20, but here comes the 88.
I was going to say, that being said, Wes had a really good start there himself. That's the best start Wes has had. He's actually been able to keep up with them, and he's going to be all over the back of that bumper. So we got ourselves a nice battle here shaping up there, Jeff.
Yep, we'll watch on the back side here of Rucci, and you can just, and the caution flies.
Guys.
Where'd that one come from? There's a few cars involved. The 81, were they involved? He's got damage on the back of that car. That was the other one in front of him there. Was that Ewing? Maybe had another tussle? It's hard to say.
Just listen to the driver's radio. Looks like some guys are parking it, and we'll be there for the driver's meeting. They're getting a little frustrated themselves, and so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is not an easy track car combo. It just isn't. And they had talked about it all week before that, you know, hey, guys, you're going to have to spend a lot of time with this car because it's so happy, or it's so loose, you know, off corner. You're just going to have to kind of get used to that discipline. And these guys out front, you know, the top 3, top 4 guys, the guys that haven't had any issues all night, I'm sure it's frustrating for them.
Yeah, because, I mean, everyone wants to race here. It's way more fun when there's green flag racing. So I think it's not just the top 3 guys. It's everybody across the board. I'm sure is getting frustrated with the amount of cautions and getting impatient. And I mean, the classic saying, cautions breed cautions. And man, there's a lot of breeding going on.
There is. You're not wrong about that at all. We're going to be completing lap 78 next time by, so we're slowly reeling this one in. And maybe, you know what? We haven't seen any of these guys come down pit road. Not even once. So, and there's the 44 getting his lap back. They still have to come down pit road. They still have tires to get, but everybody's just really, really holding on to that track position because of how many cautions we've had tonight. And I can't blame them at all.
Yeah,
that's the right call.
Why go for tires when we're just going to get a caution in 3 laps?
But they're going to have to come down eventually.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I really, it's interesting. I cannot believe there's 77 laps on these tires.
That's crazy.
I mean, a lot of them are under caution, but still, yeah, it's a good amount.
I mean, the benefit though is like, if I'm Wes or Rucci or any of those guys, like if I'm on these old tires, so is like everybody else because no one else is pit for tires, so everyone's on the same gear still.
You know, you got to give it to the 40 car there. He's going to be coming back and getting another lap back, Mr. Sermon here. Even though he had to park that car and help his girlfriend out, he's still hanging in there. He's in P19 right now. He's not in as bad shape as a lot of other drivers.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, like you'll get some points here. There's a lot of drivers that are out of this thing or just like many laps down. So, he's a little damn Dave that could. Look at him go, 19th, Dave. He's that's like out of 34. That's a great position.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, that's the thing. He came down. He must have, he must have parked that car and jumped out of that driver's seat and just sprint to the door. And then sprint back downstairs, back into the cockpit, and right back at it again.
Race isn't over yet. I don't know if I should be calling it, but our next level racing driver of the day, and more importantly, boyfriend of the day, going out to Damn It Dave.
Absolutely. We have to give it up for Dave on that one. Love conquered on that one.
Well, he's cautious, Jeff. I'm cracking another one because we're not going anywhere.
Yep, I've been easing into having some beers tonight because we've had so many cautions, but I'm taking it easy. I don't want to slur or anything like that.
Oh, come on. The legendary Jeff broadcast of just coming in on just all hopped up.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. No, I know. 2x2. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing once again. We're going to ride on board with the 88 on this restart just to see what he's been dealing with Rucci, because he's been impossible to stop tonight.
Another driver still out there, Jeff, is Zach Hausneck.
Still hanging on there. There's the green flag in the air. And look at that, a 28, just an incredible run he has had tonight. And Wes holding third gear a long time through that corner, trying to keep as much speed as he could to him and not able to do anything with it. Watching the race back here, that's the 86 of Jason Lance and Charles Gray. Trying to get it done. And
nice racing back here. Forgot.
Oh, you're fine. We're watching back here around the 15. Oh, sorry, the 15 and the 59. So that's going to be Ewing there. Almost had another scare there. And the 92 getting loose, bringing it down to the bottom of the track. Everybody's everywhere right now. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with them. And the caution flies with the 13, and we got the 89, the grass down here.
Yeah, it looks like the 13 was racing with the 81 there, got a little spooked. And they're still
and Macedo involved. The 25. Oh, how did he get involved? I have no clue how that happened. And that was right around the 81 that this occurred here. We're about to find out. Let's slow it down. The 13 just kind of charges up the track there a little bit. He's kind of riding in line. And he gets loose coming off of 4. This is a strange one, if you ask me. And there he is. Now he just got loose right there. Almost got the back end of the 81 car there.
Oh, man.
And lost it. But we got to find out what happened to Macedo there, because that didn't make any sense. He was running up front. Or a little bit. Or no, he had fallen back a little bit there. So we're going to find out what is going on. A lot of these guys on pit road, looks like. It's just a mess right now, that I can tell you. Yeah, not a good one for... Okay, so that was a little... Yeah, he was up front. Oh, and he got in with the 86.
There's 2 crashes at the same time?
Yes. So the 25 of Macedo and the 86. Wow. Wasn't expecting that crash. That was Lance there. He was running up there in 3rd position, 4th position. This is up here by the leaders. And Macedo went for a ride up in the catch fence.
Wow.
Wow, and there he goes. He hits the catch fence. He gets hit again by the 86.
Just finish him off there, Lance.
Yeah, we're going to watch this one back here.
Oh, my God.
From a different
awesome.
Different perspective, so we can find out what happened here in real time. Here's where they start to squeeze. So you got the leaders out front here. And that's Charles Gray just missing that one.
Unfortunately for Macedo, he just got squished.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. That was a lot of contact happening there out of nowhere. So hard to say. We're gonna ride along with the 87. If it will let me grab the 87, please. Thank you very much. And look behind here when this happened.
Oh, this will look cool.
That was a bad crash happened there, and I think that's what caused the stack up that happened with Spells and everybody there. They saw him wrecking in front of him there. So that seems to be the case of what's going on.
Well, silver lining of this race, Jeff, is you're getting lots of practice on that replay system.
Yes, I am. I'm figuring it out, but I'm still like, I'm using the timing screen to find these guys when they're crashing, and it's just, it's a nightmare. I wish it would just stay frozen, at least for a lap. That would be nice. But yeah, they're probably going to have to, come down and get a fast repair. That's unfortunate for Lance. He was doing really, really well. Fast in practice and fast tonight. He was pushing there on Gray in the third position, and just kind of lost out on that.
Well, Battle Royale mode activated. Who will be the last to stay alive?
That is the question.
That is the question, because now the top guys are having to dip into their fast repairs, but luckily for them, we still have lots of race left. Hopefully under green, some of those laps.
And nobody elected to come down pit road again, so we're not going to be seeing any cars coming down pit road for tires. And that's kind of good news for people like Charles Gray. But one to watch right here, we were talking about it earlier, Ryan Potter there in the 6 car, but also Chris Essery in that 2 car. He's had some tussles tonight, but he finds himself right now going to be starting P5.
Absolutely. Lots of cars to watch.
28 of Rucci can't be stomped tonight, man. I mean, it may come down to tire wear and what Wes can do here on this restart, but Wes knows he can't. This guy is the best on these restarts, so they got to do something different here.
See if Wes might anticipate that start. Let's see if seems like Rucci's been going on green for most of the. Oh, here they go.
And that was a lot better by the 88.
Yeah, it was.
He's able to keep pace with him on this restart, and he's going to find himself right there at his back bumper.
Another wreck.
And the caution flies.
God.
If you could just tell me numbers of cars that I can grab it.
I'll get you, yeah.
I mean,
this is crazy.
I don't know why my spotter's on. It should not be on. I turned it off before, and I guess it's on again, so strange. Okay.
Looks to be the 15 car, Jeff.
15 car. All right, this is going to be a long time to come back to it now. Oh, no.
It's going to be Andrew Ewing.
Really? Ewing was involved.
Yeah, you know what happened? It was Jason Lance, who was fell to the back on his horse trying to pass a lot. Like, he was trying to go fast around him, and he kind of turned him there a bit.
Oh yeah, we're seeing that right there, and that's Macedo. So those guys got their fast repairs. You get the 86 and the 25. A little bit of net code right there between those two drivers. He had help for sure, but I don't see actual contact happening there. You can see him, he's actually getting in the brakes right there, trying not to get into the 15 anymore, but he did. And he comes down the track there, right in front of the 48.
Yeah, watching at full speed, he did get into the brakes, but it was a little too late. Like, he was into him. And
that was Reno involved.
Yeah.
Reno involved, the 89 of Hilton involved. The 11 got around that one, no problem there, but the 59 had nowhere to go. And they get swept up in the mess as well. So, unfortunately, they're going to bring that car down pit road, and I'm sure they're going to be bringing it to get a fast repair before we get back underway. And a crazy one, but during that time, I believe it's showing... Okay, there we go. Scoring loop just finished out. We're good. I was trying to figure out who that was up there. That's not... The 26 is a wave-around car. And there's the 40 car of Sermon. He's going to go around and get another lap back. And right now showing P21. So he's just kind of staying right there in that area.
Still on lead lap though, Jeff.
Still on the, well, now he's on the lead lap. Yeah, he just got it. He just got it back. So that's good news for Sermon there. And back up front, Matt Rucci, the man of the night. Still, nobody come. I'm confused by this. I would have thought for sure we would have seen guys come down pit road. Now, has anybody been talking about anything about fuel or anything?
Nobody's talking about that. I haven't really heard much. I've been kind of tuning it out, actually, to be honest.
Oh, okay. And I don't hear those guys shutting that engine off either. They're just kind of just riding around, so I don't think fuel's going to be an issue. Because right now, if you're running lap 90 and you planned on, saving fuel, that was going to be the case. But I think they're going to have more than enough. No, they're going to have to make at least one pit stop here.
I think so. Yeah.
And that's going to change it all up. It's going to come guys who are going to come down early and guys that aren't. And the guys that are going to come down early are going to be back in P15. You're talking about Macedo. You're talking about Lance there. They're going to have to go, with a strategy to get around cars for track position. And then, you got Steven Thompson there, Kenneth Spooner, and Brandon Buggs. They can come down pit road early. And I'm telling you what.
Try the little undercut.
Well, a lot of them don't want to give up that track position. That's why they still have damage on their car. They have not come down to pit road yet at all. They're maintaining their track position. They haven't come down pit road to use those fast repairs.
Yeah, if you're like a Charles Gray or a Ryan Potter sitting, top 5, just avoiding stuff, you're comfortable up there. Especially you're just like, man, they're just wrecking constantly behind us. I don't got to push these tires much.
We almost had a little bit of a run there before that, and that didn't last too long. So maybe we're done. Maybe we're done. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see if that's the case. Pace car is going to come down
hopefully.
This time by. And here they are. Going back green flag racing at the Rock.
And they're going 3 wide in the middle of the pack. I don't know why they're going 3 wide. But they made it through, Jeff, in the middle of the pack 3 wide. Oh, they're going again.
Yeah,
Looks
watching that 81 car up to P10 right there off that move. Oh, and he turns the 3. Spooner in the wall. That was the 81 there of Brandon Buggs got into him a little bit there. It looks like he might have gotten chopped a little. Hard to say. We're going to find out here on the replay. I think the blimp's going to be a good one here for us to see what exactly here. So here's Spooner coming down. And it looks like the 81's a little loose on entry right there. And it's just a racing deal. He came down. It doesn't look like the 81 came up at all. It's contact right there, and then that was pretty much it after that. Spoonman, around he goes.
14 cautions at the Rock.
14 cautions so far. And there you go, right there on the wall. It's going to be a lot of damage on the 3 car, which is unfortunate for him. He was doing pretty good, holding his own there. But look who lucked out in that one. That was Jason Lance. He just kind of shot right through it all. And he had no problems. Right there, he gets right between them all. Incredible driving right there. Oh, and the 99 got in the 81 and spun him right at the end. We didn't even see that part of it. That was DeFrenchie getting into the 81 right here. So everything happened there. They were 3 wide, and the 99 came up. That's a 3 wide issue there at the Rock. And then the 81, just not a night for him at all. That alien is all torn up on the right side of the car. Has not been Buggs' night at all. And he tried to keep it back onto the track right there and save the car. And that 48 getting scared, into the wall he went. And now the 11, he just kind of wildly all over the place there. And is he gonna he's still out on the track. He hasn't brought it down pit road yet.
For as rough of a night as he has, he's still in 10th place, Jeff. He's I don't know what the point's like.
Yeah, he's not giving up that track position.
He's not giving it up.
And that's that's what's so interesting to me is a lot of these guys apparently they know something we don't know about that. Oh, a person who did come down pit road, no one was paying attention. That was Wes Graham, yeah.
Trying the old undercut there on Matt Rucci. And he's actually not going to lose too many positions.
No, it's showing right now a scoring P18. We'll see when he comes across the line exactly where that's going to end up. And he's going to be at the line now, so he's going to be showing scoring P... Okay, he's P18 still. So Yep, it's going to be interesting. Rucci decided to stay out there, and the 88 camp said, hey, we're going to come down pit road. We're going to get it taken care of, get new tires, and try to get a jump on the 28 because you can't get them any other way. The 28's been dominant on all of the restarts today, and has shown a lot of speed. So the only way he's going to be able to try to get that track position on the 28 is going to be pit strategy.
So this will be an important time for if you're a fan of the 88 camp, because he's starting in P18 here. And I'm going to stay on board on my view, Jeff, and just kind of keep you updated on what he's doing back here, because he's going to have to make a real big push. He's only got just over 20 laps to get 20, I mean, essentially 19 positions here. So he's got his work cut out for him, but he's also got fresh tires to do it on. And if there's anyone that can do it, it's Wes Graham. So some stories developing here amongst the chaos.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when the 28's going to come down pit road, when the 67's going to come down pit road. Charles Gray in the 87. All these guys here, they have to make a decision with when they're going to do it. But maybe they're going to wait for that, another caution or two, because they're kind of feeling out how the race is going tonight, and that's exactly what's happening here. So it's hard to say. We're 2x2. Lights are off on the pace car. We'll be restarting lap 97 of 120 here. So time is starting to run out. And a lot of the guys that are staying out on the track right now, it's solely for track position. So it seems to be very important to these drivers.
Yeah, we'll see if Wes Graham can avoid the wrecks and navigate through the field on those fresh tires. But to your point, Jeff, I think a lot of guys are going to be coming down on the next caution. But I'll be quiet because we're going green flag racing. You got the call. All
right, green flag in the air once again. There goes Rucci like a rocket. And now comes down to Charles Gray and Favignano. They're kind of holding each other off. And behind them, there's a little bit of a race going.
Wes already gaining 2 positions off that restart.
And the caution.
So now I think you're going to see Rucci and Gray and Favignano coming down for tires.
Yeah, this is probably the time to do it. And if not, maybe they want to wait until the next time. But what is going on? What happened there?
I have no idea. I'm trying to find who's involved.
There's so many cautions, I just can't even keep up with it anymore. I see there's.
Doesn't even matter.
It doesn't
anymore,
matter.
Jeff.
The smoke's in the air.
Cars
well, it matters.
crashing.
I want to know what cars were involved.
Yeah.
I do want to remind everybody tonight that every single car you see out here is a fixed setup. There are no custom setups at all. This is not an open league. It's a fixed racing setup league. So it means everybody has the same setup on their car. It comes down to driver ability, the drivability of the driver and racecraft. So it really comes down to skill.
I do like that, though. I mean, literally even the playing field. It just comes down to who practiced the most, who's figured out the track.
And we can definitely tell that the 28 was not sleeping on any of that. And Favignano as well. He's done very well tonight.
I've been watching him all night, Jeff. That's my car. I actually think Leonard is in contention there for definitely a podium. We're going green flag racing here again, Jeff.
We are right now?
Never mind. No, I was watching the replay. This is why I am not in charge.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm like the pace car lights are still on right now, and we're looking at the 24.
Going green, that felt fast.
Look at the 24 car. He's all tore up. And the 11 car right now is going to be your lucky dog. That's Kyle Cleveland making his way around the pace car to get another lap back. And Kyle Cleveland's had a little bit of an up and down night. He was up there towards the middle of the pack fighting pretty hard. He got caught up in a wreck or two, and he's still got a lot of damage on that car. A lot of guys staying out. Still kind of perplexed by that. Guys that are running like 20th and 15th, they're deciding to stay out. They're just not going to give up any track position. And out of that whole thing, where does Wes Graham line up? Well, 17th. Not bad at all.
Yep. He quickly gained 2 positions off that restart because he used fresher tires, so he actually had some grip there. And yeah, we'll see if he can keep making some moves, but he's gonna have slower cars to deal with and slower, unpredictable cars, more importantly, to deal with. So could get a little dicey here. I mean, it's already been dicey, but dicey for the 88 camp at least.
Oh yeah, it's time to look behind the 24 of Houseneck. He's gonna get his lap back, he will be a wave around a car because he did not come down. Rucci did not come down pit road. If the leaders pit, then these guys get kind of stuck behind them. If they do not pit, they're able to be a wave around if they stay out. And this is the case here. So we're going to see him get one of his laps back. And the man of the hour is Rucci. But when are they going to come down pit road? That is the true question. And we thought it might have been this caution, but I think they're banking on a couple more.
We're just going to finish this race out under caution. They're going to use the same tires because it's, yeah, who knows? I think they're weighing their options right now. That's for sure.
That Orville Redenbacher car going to be starting in P3, but been keeping an eye on Chris Essery there in the 2. And we've been talking about him all night, you know. Ryan Potter, and don't count out Joel Brown. All these guys are right there, and they're just waiting for their pit strategy to work out for them.
Yeah, I think it'll be a case of follow the leader here on the next caution. But that'll be TBD, to be determined, as we're making our way around the back stretch here and about to go back, hopefully, for some good green flag racing.
Well, regardless, we're going to be running out of time. I mean, it's going to be 18 to go when they cross over here. 18 laps left, and then, you know, if you get into a green, white, checker finish, well, then you can guarantee everybody's going to come down pit road for that. And the pace car is down and away. Rucci, the control car. Green flag back in the air.
I mean, Rucci, just out there. Good restart.
Watching back here, look at the 81 in P8. Hanging tough there with all that damage on the nose of that car. And that's Scott Barkman holding off the 4 of Robert Keller. Almost got into him a little bit there. And the 81 is going to get around the 4. We got smoke.
Still green. Looks like they collected it.
And here comes the 67 of Fodorero. He's at his door. He's at the bumper. He's knocking on it, saying, let me on by.
I'm telling you, man, that 67 car is fast out there. Really enjoyed watching him make his way from about 5th place up to 2nd now. But just an update for you, Wes all is up in 15th. He's still making moves back here.
Great racing out front, and this is the first time we've seen, besides the 88, anything for the 28. But now it comes down to these guys starting to lose a lot of grip.
Oh, no.
And the caution flies. And Wes Graham involved. The 22, the 4.
Involved. Oh.
Caution once again, and we're going to find out what happened here, but that was not good news for the 88. They got caught up in that with the 81. And I'm not sure who that was besides him. That might have been the 81 that saw a lot more of that than the 88 did in that particular moment. But we're going to try to find the 81 so we can see where that is. But I'm not seeing him. There he is right there on the track. And we're going to slow it down here. Okay, that was a little bit after that happened. So it looks like the crash actually started with Robert Keller getting loose off of 4. And then that caused the whole chain action. A chain reaction, I mean. So the 4, yeah, it's really loose here. Nowhere to go. Just wrong place, wrong time. Brandon Buggs involved. The 22 of Reno. A lot of damage to those cars. Dylan Macedos just skates by there. And this came down to the 99 of the French getting by and just nowhere to go. The 88 gets a hard lick to the nose there. And that's going to be a hard hit for the 81. And that could have damaged that car. That could have damaged it quite a bit. So we're going to find out here if he's going to bring that. He's definitely on pit road right now. He has to be on pit road. Use a fast repair because he's got a lot of damage on the car now.
Yeah, unfortunate crash there for a lot of those drivers. I mean, every crash has been unfortunate. But that one, yeah, that was not good. Especially saying it's unfortunate because we're getting close to the end here, and I don't know how many fast repairs people got left. I don't know who's able to stay out. I'm not sure. I don't know if that 81 car is coming back out, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know if he I'm sure. I think he has some fast repairs, but maybe he used them early on. I'm not really sure.
He must have, because he is taking his sweet time in pits right now.
Okay, well, there's the 16 of Ben Tuttle. He's going to go around and get his lap back. And I'm so perplexed here. I cannot understand why these guys haven't come down pit road. Maybe they're going to come down this time. And it doesn't look like it. Looks like they're going to stay out.
It doesn't look like it. They're going to use the same tires this whole race. And you know what?
107 laps.
It might work out for them.
It really might, because they're playing the short run game here. And, Favignano's been saving up. And he might have something for the 28. I mean, that was really impressive what we saw in that last restart. Just really unfortunate that we've had so many cautions tonight at the Rock. And this really, it comes down to it, and I think it's probably going to be brought up in the driver's meeting, but it comes down to practice. You know, you can't unload and you can't go out there on the track and just be like, hey, I got this. I'll figure it out. You have to get that practice time in. We've seen a lot of just car handling issues tonight that just, it's not so much the car because everybody's on the same setup. It comes down to who's putting the time in behind the wheel to figure it out. And you're seeing the guys that are up in the top 5 have had no issues with it.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be blunt, man. They're going to have to figure this out, because if they think this is the hardest track on the calendar, they're sorely mistaken. There is some very hard tracks coming up. So they're going to have to figure these cars out and figure them out quick if they're going to want to have a chance at points, or even just having some solid racing, because this is definitely this is a hard track for sure, but man, again, Jeff, I said it earlier, I think it's just a comfort thing with these cars. They just don't have enough laps in, and hopefully it gets better as we progress.
Well, either way, it's been really interesting to watch the 28 here all night on these restarts, and especially the 67. We've seen him, slowly making his way up there. But it's going to be down to this, and that's Spells there back there. That's Jeff Spells with the hood missing on his car.
Weight savings.
And look at DeFrenchie up there. He's made his way up to P9 on this.
Oh, let's go, Frenchie.
All right, pace car is about to come down to pit road. Rucci once again the control car here. Let's see if Favignano has anything for this restart. And the pace car is down and away. And green flag racing back again to the Rock.
I'm just holding my breath right now.
And here comes Favignano looking to the inside of the 28. Can he get him down in 3 and 4? And they're wrecking behind. And the caution flies again. Not sure who that was. We're going to try to figure it out.
There's a car in the top 10.
There's James Hilton involved. Yeah, I see him rolling around back here. Yeah, that's where it happened, right out of there. It was actually in front of him. And it was the 9 of Scott Barkman, it looked like, had the biggest problem there. We're seeing guys that he had a little bit of help from DeFrenchie, it looks like, from what we can see from here. They're just coming off the corner. Just hard racing right there, older tires. And here you go, right there. Just got a little loose, and DeFrenchie helped Barkman around there. Hard lick there on the inside wall. Just nowhere else to go. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, the 81 got through there. It looked like, at least. Wow. And then, yeah, there you go. And then he got arc brake by the 20 and the 89. So that was just all bad. Just bad news all around for everyone involved. It looks like Scott Barkman's going to come down on pit road. I don't know how many of the actual fast repairs they have left, but we're about to find out if Scott Barkman has one. And if Matt Rucci's going to come down pit road, that's the question. Is this guy going to stay out the entire race and stretch his fuel and his tires all the way to the end?
Oh, he's thinking about it? No. Oh, I'm watching a replay. Never mind.
Yeah, you're on a replay here. And Tuttle is the lucky dog there. He'll get around the 28 and everybody in his lap back. So that's going to put Ben Tuttle. I just got that. He's going to be back and around. So he's looking in P20 right now. And Sermon showing 17th. A lot of damage on that 40 car. He's bringing down pit road right now. Maybe trying to get some of that damage fixed. And he'll be back on his way, but he's showing P17 right now, so it could be worse. That's for certain. But yeah, I don't know what's going on in the mind of the 28 other than, hey, maybe he feels like he can do it. But if you gamble too much, are you giving away a lot to these guys that are just waiting to pounce? We don't know how hard the 67, the Chewer, have been racing. You know, we don't know what condition their tires are in compared to the 28. We know the 28's been just burning them non-stop, keeping the 88 off him all night. And it comes down to this, so I really don't know. It's anybody's guess, but I would say he has full confidence he can just stay out and maintain his track position.
He's going to run this race on one set of tires, and man, they're going to look like the tires on my car I just changed, where they're down in the wear bars, and we're definitely overdue. His tires are going to be overdue for a change. Now, Jeff, I ask you this, because I generally ask you this. I thought they modeled in that your tires could pop in iRacing. Did they not?
They did, finally.
Yeah. So is that we're in that? We gotta be in that territory now. If someone's getting a puncture.
If it gets to 0%,
yeah.
But I'm not really sure. Yeah. We haven't ever gone that far to push them.
Yeah.
We're 114 laps on them, but I mean we've had a lot of cautions. That's a lot of caution laps. I mean, 3-4 laps per caution. It's a lot.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, you see the number 114 laps on those tires, but like damn near 3/4 of those laps have been at, like playground zone speeds.
Yes, so. And it's about to get really, really interesting here because we're going to be restarting with 5 to go. And I don't know. The way this race has gone tonight, I'm starting to think we're going to definitely have ourselves a green-white checker finish tonight. It's not what they want in the front, but it seems like that's just been the way the race has gone.
Oh yeah, I'd put good money on it. But Wes, because Wes was running up there and he pit early, but he's in P13 right now.
Okay.
And he doesn't have much time.
There you go. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag in the air, Rucci.
Here goes Rucci right now. And he had a great restart there. And here comes the 67, but nothing can be done. Oh, he's getting there.
I'm just holding my breath right now, Jeff.
I hear you. I do hear you there. Watch the 67. He's got a nice run on him. Here he comes. He's trying to get to the 28. Can he do it? The 28 went really, really, really wide on that one, and here he comes, side by side. And Favignano to the front, they touch.
Oh, man.
Favignano not giving him any room, and he cuts him right there off, coming off of 4. And here comes Rucci to the inside. Woo! These guys on old tires, and they're driving like this right now. The 67 almost caught the wall a little bit there, but still not giving it up. And here comes Macedo. A caution flies.
Oh, no.
Dylan Macedo got around the 2 of Essery. That's going to put him in the catbird seat off of that one. And he was showing a lot of speed. He was catching them. But Favignano right now showing to be the control car. This is huge. But what do you do?
Big move. Big move by the 67 car. Absolutely unreal racing up front by those two.
And you got to give it to him, man. You have to give it. I mean, he drove it, and I know that I'm sure the 28 feels like he was chopped, but you got to give it up. The 67 drove his heart out on that restart, and now he's a control car. But now, if you're the 67 car, you come down pit road for tires or you don't. You have to be the one that makes that decision.
Yeah, that's right.
But it doesn't look like anyone is at all coming down.
So on that yellow, Anthony DeFrenchie got loose and then took Wes the Mesgram out as he was trying to pass him. And Anthony DeFrenchie obviously very sorry over the radios about that. But yeah, Wes went for a tumble dry there.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is the next-gen car in iRacing. It's a brand new one. It's not perfect. You can see all the flaws in it tonight. It seems to be extremely temperamental. Like, it just doesn't seem like anyone has a handle on it or can, it's kind of like, you know, when we were racing the street stocks.
Yeah, late models.
Yes, and late models and stuff. Like, it's very, very all over the place. It's not finished. And you can definitely tell that. And I'm sure a lot of drivers are not happy about that. I know if I was out there, I'd probably be cussing a storm up about the car. I can guarantee it. You can see the frustration and the driving of these guys tonight. But the guys that have put the time in and have figured the car out, they're running 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5 right now. So Charles Gray, you know, we know him from the league. He's been around for a long time. He's running P5 right now. And he's got a better, you know, handle on it. Looking back there, you got Ryan Potter. But keep in mind, you know, we're going to get into a green-white checker finish here. Favignano could, get a little loose or something. We see the 28 come up there, get into him. You could have a crash happening right in front of everybody. It's anybody's race at this point because it's just been small sprints to get there.
You got that right, Jeff. It's almost hints of Daytona here. In terms of anybody's race, you can't predict what's going to happen here because like these top guys have been racing clean, but it's crunch time now, and who knows what will happen.
Well, I can tell you one person you don't want to be driving like an idiot around is the 88. That's the boss man. He sees what's going on back there. It's got to be frustrating. He was, right there in second all night. And then he decided to come down pit road for tires and thought, that was going to happen up here in the front. But I think if he had known what was going to happen after that, I don't think he ever would have come down pit road.
Yeah. Hindsight 2020 on that one. I mean, yeah, he can't predict getting involved in both wrecks, and both wrecks he, narrowly could have avoided. So, or he couldn't have avoided, but it's just unfortunate, real unfortunate for Wes. And we'll see what happens. See if he can get up there in the points.
Yeah, and it's only the second race of the season. A lot of these guys, including, guys that we thought were going to do really, really well tonight, just haven't got a handle on the car. So it comes down to the more time these guys have with the car, the better they're going to be at driving them. And we're going to see some excellent racing later on once some guys put the time into it.
You know what? Big shout out to the guys that are still racing. And because you've been in the back there in the mix, and you know how frustrating it is. So kudos to the guys that are still out there and battling it out and chugging along.
All right, we're going to find out what's going to go on here. Favignano, you're in control car, and there they go. Green flag. A good restart there, and look at Macedo in the 25. He's right there on the back of the 28, and he's going to be side by side. This is exactly what the 67 wants.
Yeah, he loves seeing that in his rearview mirror. Gives him time to get a bit of a lead here.
A lot of side-by-side action behind the 28, I know, but we're watching back out front. Here comes the 28 of Rucci to the bottom. He tried to block him.
This race official right now.
It is 1 to go, and he hits him. He's losing control, and he's going to gather it back up. 1 to go by Thrustmaster. No. A leather hit in the front. Favignano's involved. Who is going to do it? Out front. It's going to be Macedo. And it's going to be Rucci at the line. Wow.
Oh,
Rucci had him. Macedo was right there. Just couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done.
Finish. Great finish.
We're going to watch back on what happened there. But, man, yeah, it looked like Favignano and Favignano and the 28 of Rucci. What happened there? It looked like the 28 wasn't happy earlier in the race, perhaps, and that's what happened. But it looks like it was just hard racing on old tires. Like right there, you can see he's turning the tires right there. Car's just tight.
Rucci is apologizing in chat for that.
There you go. Got right into his door, just barely there.
Yeah. Oh, poor Leonard.
Oh, man.
What a drive by Leonard, man.
What a night of racing down to the line of that. And, Rucci was the dominant car all day. It would have been a heartbreaker for him to let that one go. But what a drive by Favignano. And let's give it up for Dylan Macedo. Came out of nowhere and was pushing and pushing and pushing. He had just got by the 2. Wow, man. What an incredible drive by
I'm watching chat here, guys. I put your picks for us down. I don't think he meant to do that. He apologized immediately. He when you're trying to take the bottom line as fast as he was, sometimes you can't control how far your car pushes up the track if you're coming in with too much speed. So I would be hard pressed to say that was intentional.
Look at how close that finish was right there. You saw the 25 of Macedo. Shows what kind of driver he is. I mean, he had the option to get in his door, to get him loose a little bit. He knows how aero loose these cars have acted all night. He wasn't going to be the one to do it. He just, took the high road there, and look at how close it was at the line here. Like right there. Barely did it. What an incredible finish that was by those guys. Wow, wow, wow. Let's have a look at those results because it was crazy. Matt Rucci is your winner tonight. And then we have Dylan Macedo. Then you have Ryan Potter, Charles Gray, Jason Lance, Steven Thompson, Kenneth Spooner. Then you have Alexander Reno, Nick Sargent, and Wes Graham round out the top 10. Nice top 10 finish for Wes after all the craziness that he endured. And then back in 11th, you got Joel Brown, Robert Keller, Chris Essery, Leonard Favignano. They're in P2 up into P1 and ends up finishing 14th out of that whole deal. Jeffrey Spells 15th. DeFrenchie right there in 16th. Barkman 17th. Then you got Tuttle. Brandon Buggs in 19th. And had a little bit of scoring error there. And Guzman behind him. I don't know why I said there's two 19th finishes. 20th to Robert Webb. Stevens. Then you got Allen. Dave Sermon right there. P24 after having to park his car and help his girlfriend out. James Hilton in 25th there. Ewing in 26th. And then you got Cleveland Rodriguez Housenecht in 29th. And Steinhoff, what an up and down day that was for that team. They're going to be finishing out P30. And then rounding out the last 4, you got Clint Spells, Gage Bookman, and then Aaron Beaver and Logan. All right there to P34. It was an interesting night for certain. Stick around. We are going to be right back with some action here at the track. And we will be having some driver interviews. We'll be right back. All right, we are going to be catching up with our race winner tonight. If we can find him. Where is he at? Where's Mr. Rucci? It's Rucci, right? Rucci? Is he here? Maybe not. I don't hear anybody. Well, I don't. Now I hear people. Okay. Rucci, you there?
Yep, I got you.
All right, fantastic. What a night. I know at the end you said immediately, I'm sorry about that with the little tangle you had there. Tell us about your night and in that finish.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get a race that much. It was just caution filled. At the end, my tires were done. I feel really bad for the 67. I mean, I really tried to turn down. He pinched me down to the apron on the front stretch. So I had like abrupt entry, but that was my fault.
Yeah, watching back on there, it looked like you just got tight coming through turn 2 there. And just tell us about how the car was. I mean, a lot of guys tonight had a lot of issues maintaining control of it. How did it feel out there? And what was your strategy with pits? And you never came down? You just stayed on the same set of tires all night?
Yeah, I mean, we we had caution after caution, so there was no point in really pitting. I mean, I wish I pitted for tires like a little bit midway through the race because the tires were done at the end. But I mean, track position over tires any day. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, big congratulations, man. I know it's not how you want it to go down, but it was just an up and down kind of day. But regardless, you were the one that couldn't be beat on the restarts. So don't feel too bad about it. A big congrats to you, man. And we're going to move on. One person I do want to check in with before we get to you, Ryan, and that is going to be Dylan Macedo. It's Macedo, correct?
Yep, you got that right.
All right, beautiful. Started 33rd tonight. You end up finishing P2. You were right there at the door at 3 and 4, and you kept it clean.
Oh my goodness, I've been everywhere this race. I started last and went all the way up to like, I don't know, 10th or so, and then I got put in the ket fence. That was a little wild, but then I was able to pit, get a faster pair, and got some fresh tires and came all the way back to the top 5, and then that happened. So I really have no words. I'm still shaking because of the adrenaline rush. That was insane.
Nicely done. I know it was a lot of stop go tonight, and you got caught up in that whole ordeal that happened there. Tell us about your decision to just kind of stick with it and not give up your track position.
Yeah, I got damaged a couple of times, and I could have come down pit road, and I decided I wanted to stay out, and because I thought that was my best chance of placing better. So I stayed out with a little bit of left front damage, and was able to come across into top 5 and then finish P2. That was insane. I was just, again, have no words.
What a great, it was a lot of fun to watch you there at the end. Congrats on P2. I mean, you started 33rd and you drove through the entire field. So yeah, nothing but to be happy there. So I'm going to send it up to Ryan. Ryan.
All right. Yeah. No, I have a couple people I want to talk to. First off, the first person that everyone wants to hear from. Is he in chat tonight? Please be here. Damn it, Dave. Are you here? Where's Dave Sherman? Is he here? I don't even think he knows to be here. I think he's trying to gain brownie points back with his girlfriend. I was just seeing if I wanted to see when he got the message and when he how that shook out, but I guess well, that'll be a story for another day. But the other driver I want to talk to is Leonard Foderaro. Foderaro? How do you say your last name, Leonard?
It's Foderaro.
Foderaro. Excuse me. I know I've been butchering it all night.
That's all good.
Dude, you were my driver to win it, man. I was watching you from like P6, P7. You were making some nice moves there, making your way through the field there, and unfortunate there at the end. But tell us about your race there a bit.
I started P11 and just knew I had to save tires throughout the entire race, so I'd be there at the end, and just took my time with it. If somebody wanted to pass me, I let them pass. I don't want to push it too hard at the beginning, but then just stopping and going every 5 laps was kind of annoying. And then finally got it there at the end. Just got wrecked. Just a racing incident. Just totally heartbreaking, I guess, but come back next week.
Yeah, exactly, man. There's plenty of races left, and if you race, I mean, during the few green laps we had tonight, if you race like that over the next few races, man, you're gonna see yourself in podium position, because that was some fantastic driving there and unfortunate luck at the end, but I'm sure you'll bring it back, and I think you will. But yeah, so I mean, those are the 2 people I want to talk to, Jeff.
All right, fan. Well, the one I want to talk to of the night is the heartbreak of the night. Just goes to the 88 of Wes Graham. Wes, what was the decision to come down to pit road to get tires? Were you thinking that Rucci was going to do the same later on down the road and you want to get a jump on it?
Yeah, we kind of needed a lot more people to come down there. It's just, it was the right call for them to stay out. I mean, we only had 20-something people left on the lead lap after all of that. So, congrats to him on the win. Congrats to everybody who finished in the top 5. I just forget this race and move on to Vegas.
I guess
maybe we can get some driving in or something.
There you go. A little bit of frustration there from the 88, and we can understand why. He had a fast car all night, and it just unfortunately got caught up in some stuff back there. But moving on to the 81 of Mr. Brandon Buggs, what happened with your night? We saw a lot of promise there in the. We saw you had some struggles there in qualifying, and then getting into the race, and then you just got caught up in every wreck.
Yeah, pretty much. Hit the wall in qualifying coming out of 2. Started, in the back of the pack on the grid, which I figured was going to be okay. Was just trying to take it easy, not run anybody over, avoid any wrecks that were happening in front of me, and it just didn't have any luck tonight. Just got caught up in most of them. Would almost get through, and then get my rear quarter panel tagged, and just spun around, and worked my way all the way up to 9th, and then got caught up in that last wreck. Car died, had to tow, and that was pretty much the end of that.
Well, it looked like an up and down day for sure, but you'll keep moving on after that. One person I do want to talk to before we get out of here is Nick Sargent. You come in P9 after starting 23rd. How was your race?
It was just crazy all around. I think it was like lap 3 or 4. I ended up putting myself in the inside wall, and I had to pit early there, which put me back to the back, and kind of rode around in the back most of the day. Got involved in a few of the incidents, and I don't know, at the end I just started gaining some spots and somehow ended up with a top 10.
There you go. Well, a fantastic drive indeed by Nick Sargent. That's going to do it for us. We're going to go ahead and get out of here so you guys can have your driver's meeting. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of Morton salt being thrown around. And surprisingly, well, maybe even from the 87, I don't know. But the 87 looked pretty good today. Anywho, that'll do it for us, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
All right. Appreciate the broadcast, boys.
There you have it, folks. What a night of racing. You just, that was a crazy one. That's all you can say.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people not very, you could hear it in their voices, just not really thrilled with that race. And I can understand a lot of the excitement for us was watching the guys in the front and the restarts. And I mean, that's just, yeah, I mean, it's a race where these guys got to come out. They got to get used to this car. It's going to be rough. But, if anybody deserved to win, it was definitely Rucci. I mean, he had the car to beat all day, or he was the driver to beat all day. And he made the right call.
Yeah, I don't have very many words left. I think that driver's meeting's going to be, I do not want to be there. That's going to be a lot of salt and sour people in that one. And I don't blame some of them. So I hope, I mean, we can only go up from here, because I really hope we don't go down, because that yellow flag crest was not what we want to see.
No, not at all.
I think next week will be good. I think this is a nice little wake-up call to these guys of that. We need to control our cars and figure things out. But
Absolutely.
I think Wes put it perfectly. Let's put this one behind us and let's move on to the next one.
And we will be back again next week. It's going to be at good old Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So maybe we'll have a better handle on it. I mean, this is a tough track, and with the car combo, it didn't help at all. So that's going to do it for us tonight. I'm Jeff and Mr. Civ Ryan. Any final thoughts?
I love you.
Love you. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time.